All right.
Ready to go.
All right, so we are in business. Okay, well, it's just about 7:02. I'd like to call.
Do we want to turn on the mics, or are they on?
I thought we
They're
were.
on. They're on.
Okay,
They're on.
good.
It is 7:02. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Today is Monday, October 28th, 2024. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as chair of the commission. With me to my right, Mr. Dave Frankel, who is a regular member. To my left, Mr. Rob Scalera, who is an alternate. All three of us will be voting members this evening. Also with us is our recording secretary on the far right here, Cassandra Varian. If you are participating in the meeting tonight, we will need your name and address, and that goes to Cassandra, so help her out if you wouldn't mind. Make sure she gets everything correct. Okay, we're going to start with the Inland Wetlands Officer's Report. Our Wetlands Enforcement Officer is not in the office today, so we'll just do, I did see a note, the school, we did get some input from the school that a lot of their plantings are done, so they're going to look into whether they can get this report or not about those created wetlands. So we're going to leave A1 on 23 Graysbridge Road. So make note on the record that Mr. Tom Keller, who is the commission vice chairman, has joined us, so we now have 4 voting members. I don't see that letter. Any of you see that little letter there? I see 23. I see. Is that 23? Yeah, there we are. Yep. Thank you. So everything there looks in good shape. I think Laura, when it was out there, I think to determine whether that site is stable enough to end these reports. So I know that is still an open item. 58 Old Graysbridge Road. That's a property we are keeping on as an active site. It's a project where they are trying to remove some contaminated soil from a manufacturing site way before the current owner. There is an application there that has created wetlands, so that is something we're going to keep an eye on. 468 Federal Road, Brookfield News. Somebody help me with that one so I don't. You see that one? Oh, this is one. This one. The land use office talked to me today. This is the one that had the maintenance plan. If I remember correctly, this is the one that had the maintenance plan that had the stipulations that we asked to be put on the land use records, and they wanted me to sign the package, and then required me to notarize it, and I did that about 3 weeks ago, so I do think 468 is done. All right, enforcement. Run through here real quick. Anybody here for 35 Merwin Brook? That's unfortunate. Let's see, 11A Crossroad. Again, just your name and address for Cassandra, please.
Michael Cruz.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for that. So let me just get the file here. I can listen while you talk, so. And you're handing something out?
I am handing in the soil report that we received today.
Thank you.
Maybe at the podium there?
Old business, new business.
So we just received a soil report from the JMM Wetland Consulting. He was out there at the end of August. He did note that there wasn't any erosion present, and that there have been some growth that's replaced what was removed there, but it still requires a lot of cleanup as the prior owners used it as a dumping ground.
Okay.
He is recommending that the remainder of that debris be removed, and he does have his planting proposals recommended in there as well. And then for a follow-up for at least one growing season to see how things are going after that.
Right.
My only question is, and I put in the request this afternoon after I got the report,
Yep.
was as far as if there's any chance of still getting plantings done for this season, which I don't think that's going to be a positive response.
Well, it is getting tight. Even though the next 2 weeks, I guess, are supposed to be rather warm, but I don't disagree with you. I think, again, there were a number of I know Jim's been very busy. I think you guys jumped right on it and tried to get him on his schedule as quick as possible, which is.
He was away there for a vacation.
Right, so, the next step here is take this, incorporate it into a plan, an online plan with Jim's recommendations. There's a fee associated with that. Let's get that in, if you can, for our next meeting.
My client actually started an application on his own, so I'm gonna have to sit down with him and finish that off, so.
Okay.
It's actually one of the new business items for this evening's agenda as well.
Oh, it is here?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole thing here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask to, just to table that, and so we can complete that now that we have the report, and then we can put the plan together.
Yeah, I see that. You're right, and the land use office did bring that to my attention, and I thank you for reminding me. It isn't complete, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it today. So, okay, well, good. Please get that done, so that we can have a complete application for our next meeting. Normally, I can look at a calendar, but I don't have that calendar here, so I don't know exactly when that is. Okay. All right, well, thank you for all of that. We look forward to going through that with you guys.
Thank you.
Let's see, 499 Federal Road. I got a little note here that said plantings are complete. Anybody here for 499 Federal? Okay, we have a big agenda here. 499 Federal. I'm going to ask, Nick, can you make a note in the minutes and ask the Wetlands Enforcement Officer to go out there and inspect those plantings and give us a verbal report at our next meeting, please? 2A Crossroad. All right, I will talk to Laura about that one. 84 Laurel Hill Road, application received and it was approved, so we're going to leave it here because the plantings have to be done before we would consider removing the enforcement. So that's 84 Laurel Hill. 3 Cross Road, I think I did see this is one where we asked to have some monuments put in to ensure that, the mower didn't start getting into the wetlands unintentionally. I see a couple of notes in here. There's some discussions about whether they're going to buy them or whether they're going to pour them. I think that one is in pretty good shape unless anybody's got any notes. 55 High Ridge. Correspondence from Laura dated the 25th. Oh, wait. Let's just go back to 3 Cross Road here. I'm looking at this email, and it's talking about the monuments. So I think it's the applicant, Paul Peter Scalzo, is asking if he can pour the monuments himself with a 4-inch pipe with a rebar core with a tag on top. That's fine by me. I don't care whether he pours them or whether he buys them. Anybody have a view on that?
As long as it's tagged.
As long as it's tagged, right. Okay. Well, then can we, Cassandra, can you be sure in the minutes that the commission is? I did see that. Into the minutes that the commission will accept either precast concrete monuments or poured monuments with the engraving on the top. Okay. So I'm glad we went back to that one now. 55 High Ridge. I'm looking for it. It says there's an email. What's it say?
Smart drain that's on 55 High Ridge. And rain.
What's it say?
There you go.
All right. Whoa, hey. Okay, Laura, got a little note here to the property owner. The previous meeting, you were instructed to install a silt fence around the soil stockpile and submit an application to remediate the violation by October 7th, and they have not done so. The violation is on the agenda for the October 28th meeting. All right, so they have been noticed here. And that is related to an email that they sent on the 8th. All right, do we want to do anything with this tonight, gentlemen? I'm kind of worried that there isn't a silt fence around a soil stockpile. Yeah. Oh, are you?
There you are.
Oh, you got to speak up or jump up and down or something like that. So sorry about that. So we're sort of in a different venue. Is the silt fence in?
Yes, we did it since we talked about it. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh, wait. Can you help us out here? Name and address to Cassandra, please?
I'll stand up so that.
Yeah, we're kind of a funny little,
It's for 55 High Ridge Road.
yeah, sorry, I just did not see you, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
No one saw you,
Yes,
not
I
me,
did
these
the
guys didn't see you.
A few weeks ago, actually, since we talked about it, I messaged her and I called her, but then they said I had to do the application before in order for her to come and look at it. And I submitted like 20 things, but they didn't go through. And, but on Saturday I did. I hope I did submit the right application, because I did a lot of applications and they were not the right ones.
Okay.
And, Saturday I did the right one, I hope. It
All right.
said completed and I got an email.
All right, let me,
I can show you the email, so I'm hoping that was it.
let's find out.
Because I told them I did do the sale plans, but they said they wouldn't come until the application was in. I didn't know it worked like that, the application had to be in before the sale plans actually.
For, when it's a violation, that normally would not be the case, because we were all very worried about that tile, so
But it's-
let's give everyone the benefit of the doubt that it's just some misunderstanding. Okay. So,
We won't hold anybody accountable, okay?
I did call and I even go there and.
Okay.
Paperwork to positive stuff, but I don't know, I just had to do some drawing and stuff and. I didn't know. I never did an application before, it was my first time.
Okay. All right, well, I am looking at your folder for 55 High Ridge. I see this email. All right, so that's very good that the silt fence is around. That's good. I know I've said that 10 times,
Yeah,
but that's
she
still
said
very
she did an
important.
application before she sees it, she went to the house and I had to do the
Okay.
application.
I think there was just some misunderstanding, but I appreciate you telling me. I do not see the application in this folder. That's the violation folder. Let's see if it's, and I don't see you on for new business. All right, so that is, right, you guys don't see it, right?
No.
No.
Thank you for that.
Because on my phone, I received an email at the end, it said completed, so I thought that was it.
When'd you get the email?
I got it Saturday.
It says Monday. You probably didn't see it yet.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll see it for the next meeting. Okay, so we're gonna let you go for today.
You want me to call her?
What's that?
You want me to call the city hall and make sure?
Yes, I do. If you wouldn't mind, call the land use office. Laura is not in till the end of the week, but you can speak with any of the, any of the assistants that are in the land use.
Yes, I
Ask them to
spoke with
confirm.
They helped me with the application and that.
Yeah, ask them to confirm. You can please relay to them that you spoke with me, and I would very much like to have either Laura or, there's another enforcement officer in town, Fran Lally. Either Laura or Fran go out and inspect that silt fence. The sooner the better. It doesn't have to, the application doesn't have to be complete for that to happen. So tell them you spoke with me, and that's what I said. Please ask someone to go out and inspect that silt fence tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had any rain, so,
No.
but there's, might be, maybe, some rain on Thursday, maybe, which would be good.
Hopefully.
Okay, yeah, hopefully. So does that sound okay? Does that
Yes,
sound,
that's
okay?
fine with me, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll call tomorrow and double check that the application is good
Yep.
and it went through fine.
And again, relay to them, application or no application, complete or incomplete, someone needs to go out and inspect that silt fence. Okey-doke.
Got it.
All right, thank you, and thank you for speaking up.
Sharon? Did she say what her name was?
She did, I don't know if you caught it.
Can you
I
help,
didn't
before
catch
you
it.
go, can you help us somehow, in my conversation and our conversation, Cassandra didn't get your name and address?
Mildred,
All right.
Oh, here it is.
55 High Ridge Road.
Mildred Padilla?
Yes,
Okay.
right there.
Perfect. Thank
You
you.
got it? P-A-D-I-L-L-A?
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, anything, did I get everything on enforcement? Did we get everything on enforcement, I guess? Okay,
That was the last one.
all right. All right, we have a public hearing. The first time we had the public hearing, we put it at the end. This time, we're going to have it at the beginning. So I'm going to reopen the public hearing for W-24-49 854 Federal Road. So I know you guys are here. Is there just one of you today, or where's the rest? Where's your other gang there?
You couldn't make it tonight.
Okay, so just you? All right. So just to, the applicant is getting ready, I'll just, for those of you in the public, this was a public hearing, there is a multifamily building being proposed for 854 Federal Road. It's apartments, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're proposing apartments, about how many again?
51.
51 apartments. So their original submission proposed to fill in some wetlands. There are some wetlands on that property, and they are proposing to fill in, I think.
I could reiterate what we had talked about.
Yeah, they are
a few-
proposing to fill in 1,750 square feet of wetlands. So that is the reason for the public hearing. The Commission's has public hearings when applicants want to fill in wetlands and disturb them permanently. So that's the background. For those of you who are here, we're going to listen to the applicant's updated proposal. For everyone that's here, you're going to get an opportunity to ask questions about this proposal. And then you'll have an opportunity, if you wish, to speak for or against this proposal. So you're members of the public, it's a public hearing. So I think we're good to go. Did you get name and address?
Not yet.
All right.
My name is John Schmitz, SCHMITZ.
Okay.
I'm a civil engineer, project manager at the company, 355 Research Parkway.
Perfect. Thank you.
So you don't have to, again, unless the public has an interest, which they are entitled to have, you don't have to go through the whole thing again.
Sure.
But maybe just if you could, just for the people that are here, maybe a quick 5-minute overview of what it is, please? You don't have to go through it in all detail.
Got it. Okay, so the plan that's up here is an existing conditions plan rendered to show what the site looks like today. It's 854 Federal Road. We're on the west side of Federal Road, just north of this rectangle would be the bowling alley. You familiar with that? And these light green areas are the wetlands that are currently exist on the property. The rectangle shape, we're roughly about 3.7 acres total. One wetland pocket at this location, another central location here, a very minor wetland in the very corner here, which is actually on the property next door to us, but does touch our property. The site is more or less undeveloped at this point. It has been disturbed. There are a few former building foundations, garage, closer to Federal Road on that end. And what we propose to do is to construct a single 51-unit apartment building with access off of Federal Road. Now, the difference between this plan and what we were here with last time, Chairwoman spoke about.
Okay, just 1 second here. I don't have any notes here that there's a new plan. Is that what you're showing me, is a new plan?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It was uploaded to the online,
okay.
through the internet service last week.
Okey doke, let me be sure I can find it, but keep going, okay?
So the main difference between this plan and the previous one was that the proposed to fill wetlands has been removed. So when we were here last time, the commission asked us to go back to the drawing board and see what we could do to remove the disturbance. Previously, we were impacting the direct fill. We're going to propose to fill this section of wetlands. We actually had the driveway came straight through here to where the building was. We have parking here. What we've done is to eliminate that area, preserve that area, save that piece of wetlands and work around it. And to make up for that lost parking, we put parking on the north side of the building here. So currently under this plan, there's no direct wetland impacts any longer. So what we've also done is because of some of the changes there, we had to rework how we designed some of the stormwater. What we've done too is create two surface pond areas. One is at this location adjacent to Federal Road, and another is at this area to the south of the site. So what those are low impact design basins where stormwater will be directed into those basins. They'll contain the stormwater quality, volume, and which will be infiltrated into the soils in both these locations, and then water will be discharged over a spillway into existing vegetated areas and then work their way into the lower wetland area. There is a third stormwater basin I'll show on the creating a drainage plan. It's actually underground.
Actually, I have a question before you change the plan. So could you just remind us, the previous plan had an egress on the south side, and I can't remember whether or not you said it was required or suggested,
So,
but it's not on this plan
no, it
here.
is. What you're referring
Oh, it
to
is.
is this. This is a
Oh, it is still there.
strip for the fire department for emergency access that was requested during the
So it's still there?
pre-application meeting. So it's still there.
Okay.
So that would be at that location. So again, not for residents to use. It's not a paved driveway. It's a we call it a grasscrete product. So to support the weight of a fire truck, again, for emergency purposes. The fire department would always use the main entrance. The only reason they'd use that would be, for some reason, a tree is blocking this. It gives them alternate access to the building.
Okay, while we got interrupted once, second interruption. When did you upload that plan?
I don't know the exact date, last Tuesday.
Okay.
Last Tuesday or Wednesday.
For some reason, and again, we're kind of temporary here, we don't have our regular
Sure.
cart. I am not, what's the revision date on this plan? Because I don't think we have a big copy.
15.
So somehow, here's one homework.
Sure.
If, you gotta contact the land use office and make sure they got it.
Okay.
For a map with a revision date, you said of October 15th?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's your first homework assignment, please, to make sure we have it, because I don't have it. Okay, thank you.
Sure. And then I was just going to show you on the creating drainage plan where we had that third basin, which is an underground chamber system similar to a septic system, but it's stormwater. But these systems carry or will contain some water off the parking areas in the building itself, and then a smaller underground system here, also designed to hold the water quality volume and infiltrate that water at that location. For the most part, everything else is very similar to what we saw last time. Erosion controls, very similar. Silt fence, hay bales, anti-tracking apron at the entrance. We did look into, there was a question last time about native species. All the plantings on site that are proposed to be installed are native, with the exception of some hydrangea bushes that would be installed against the building.
Okay.
Everything else is native to Smith.
All right, well, thank you for that.
And then, you may have in your packet, there was the commission had requested a peer review by
Yep. Yeah, by LSID and by Northwest Conservation.
And so we received that report, and our soil scientist went back out, and also last week had reviewed that the request was to verify the line. Our soil scientist went back out there, provided a letter that we also resubmitted.
What letter are you talking
His
about?
letter was dated October 24th.
There's a letter to, tell me more,
So it's a letter outlining his review as requested by the peer review.
okay.
So that was also, my understanding it was uploaded on Friday. after we received it.
Is this what you?
Okay, so we have another letter, again, Land Use Office, it's not in the file. Tell me what this letter is again, it's from whom to whom?
So this is a letter from Eric Davidson.
Okay.
He gives our environmental resource soil scientist for the project.
It's a letter or was uploaded or, do you have a copy?
It's a copy.
You got a copy? All right,
It's addressed to me. but
Okay.
It was uploaded to the,
all right, so we have a file here, again, I got a letter here from Davidson Environmental, it's dated October 24th, so that was Friday, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so,
Thursday.
all right, well, we are seeing this for the first time, so this is going to get us onto one of our further conversations here. We're not going to spend time reading it tonight,
right.
okay?
So just to summarize the letter, he did go back out at the request of the peer reviewer and reviewed the area that they were concerned with and determined that his boundary is still valid. Determined the area in question was disturbed and didn't qualify as in the wetlands.
So that letter was in response to the Northwest Conservation letter? Okay. Which was dated 16th.
Yeah, that one we have, that one we're going to
Yeah,
talk,
so
we're going
that
to talk,
letter's-
yeah, we're going to talk more about this,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, what else do you have for us?
So that's about it. Again, there were revisions to stormwater, but really just as a function of the changes to the areas of the pavement, we moved catch basins around, that sort of thing. So some of the stormwater was redesigned. The report was also submitted with the plans.
Okay, well,
So
again,
we
I
still-
don't, your homework is to confirm we have it, because the guys are really good in the land use office, it's not here.
Okay, I understand.
So-
And just from a stormwater standpoint, we still meet the stormwater guidelines as far as water quality goes.
We're going to talk more about that, by the way. We're going to talk more about that. So what else?
That's it.
I
Okay.
have a
Yes,
question.
go right ahead.
Last time we talked about a 12-inch pipe in between the two wetlands, right? So the larger one is feeding the smaller northeastern one. Are there any changes to the flow or changes to the pipe?
No, no to the flow question, yes to the pipe, but the change is that, you recall, so the driveway hasn't changed, it's still in the same location.
Mhm.
We're crossing over that pipe. So what we decided was to take advantage of the fact that we're going to be
Digging up
traversing
there.
that area, and we'll be replacing the pipe in that area. So new road crossing will be a new pipe in that area. So we won't chase it into the wetlands, we'll only be replacing the pipe in the limits of disturbance there.
I have the secondary fire engine entrance on the southern part of the property, that does not impact wetlands, correct?
It does not, it's within the upland review area, but it doesn't touch
Okay.
the wetlands.
Do you have to take down any trees or anything to complete it?
Yes, the whole, the area again is wooded, and then there's understory plantings, so we do need to clear that path through there to provide that access.
Would we want additional plantings because he's taking out trees?
I would think so, but again, we don't have the plan, Dave, and I don't
Right,
think it's,
okay.
I don't think we want to go through
Yeah. okay.
item by item, here this evening. So, I mean, we don't have it. It's not noted on the, I thought that's what kind of concerns me, because usually they're real good, and they'll say, we got a revised plan, and I don't see that, so. Okay. Okay, I've got a couple of things. First off, I appreciate, Mr. Davidson going out there and sort of redigging. But the reality is, I got one soil scientist saying one thing, and I got another soil scientist saying another. So one of the ways to deal with that is to get them talking, okay? So we can come up with two, very talented people saying the same thing. And that can be facilitated, in a conference call, that Laura Barkowski, when she's back, can facilitate, okay? Because otherwise, the commission will have to decide, again, which very talented soil scientist the commission feels is more correct. Okay. The other thing that's missing, I was thinking about this over the last couple of weeks, there's no note we didn't ask her to, and Mr. Davidson, I didn't see any sort of animal inventory for that wetland. And I didn't get a chance, we're going to double check, and I don't remember if this is an area for the Natural Diversity Database, so I'd like to have it's Erickson, right? Mr. Erickson can comment on that.
We do have a letter from NDDB, so I'd be happy to submit that on the record.
Please.
We haven't submitted it, but for DEP purposes, we have a letter.
Okay, good. So there's your, let's see, that is homework number 4, I think, right? Natural Diversity Database, getting Erickson and Northwest Conservation on the same page, confirming that we have the October 15th updated plan. And then you said you've, so I think that's it. Those were my sort of conversations about from the soil scientists, but we've got a lot more to talk about here, but I think some of it is moot, and that's the stormwater management, because Mr. Trinkus reviewed the previous plan, and he has not reviewed this one, okay?
And I have not seen any documents from Mr. Trinkus.
We're going to give you one right now. I'm going to take yours. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give him mine.
I'm going to give him,
Hey, thanks.
because he's got some data that would say that this is not in conformance with some of the 2004 and the 2023 Connecticut Stormwater Quality Manual.
Sure.
Okay? So, again, I think this will be good for you to take a look at. You can have mine, actually, because I got one over here. For you guys to take a look at, but he's going to need to take a look at your revised plan here, okay? So again, he's talking about not meeting some of the Connecticut stormwater quality. There are some low-impact design, elements that he didn't see, again, in the previous plan.
That's correct, because we added them, right?
Right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So it's, he's, again, what he knew was the loss of wetlands. There are some questions, questions about the hydrodynamic separators and the catch basins, so I would really encourage you guys to take a look at that.
Sure.
Okay? Again, for as much of this that relates to your revised plan.
Sure. Yeah, I'll have to go through this in detail.
Sure.
As you indicated, it's, some of it probably still applies. Some
Okay.
of it's probably been addressed.
Okay.
So I'll have to go through this.
I think that is it for me. Again, first off, I appreciate you bringing a plan here today to our attention that does not fill the wetlands. I will be looking for, again, on the landscaping plan and this plan, these wetlands, the ones in the center are all, again, it's a heavily overgrown area that's shaded with trees. So one of the things I'm going to be looking for in the landscaping plan, I know we talked about this last week, is maintaining that shade on that wetland so that it doesn't get pounded by the sun. All 3 wetlands there. So I'll be looking for that in that landscaping plan. If you could just triple check that for me.
Sure.
John, anything else?
And it looks like he's making good progress on this.
Right, so one of the things, and then we're going to open it up to the public for, if anyone has questions of clarification, you are a member of the public, you can ask any question you want to the applicant. We're going to be asking if anybody wants to say pro or con, but before we do that, one of the things we need to talk about is the the state time limit is up today. So that we have two choices, a couple of choices. I think I can list them, I'm happy to, but you probably know them. The simplest choice would be for you to request an extension.
I don't know do I request it or do
You request it. The applicant requests the extension. Because the state statute says that the commission has a certain timeline to make a decision.
Correct.
And so the state-provided timeline, comes to an end today. Now, part of that was the fact that we didn't have a meeting because of the holiday in October, right? Because I'm sure you would have presented this, or maybe not, So it's on us to make a decision, which we could, and frankly, I would probably say no, because for inadequate information. So my recommendation to you is, and we can write something up here tonight, request for you, the applicant, to request an extension.
Yeah, that's fine. I have no issue to be happy to request. I can give you a written.
Well, yeah, we can give you a piece of scrap paper and just say, let's see, our next meeting is...
It's in a month, believe it or not, November 29th, I think.
Oh, yeah, we got...
We get another gap in
See,
there.
they keep moving all these, holidays to Monday.
November 25th.
Yeah, so our next meeting is November 25th, right? Let's double check that. So here's my suggestion. I mean, you can request that extension till November 25th. That's what I would do. That would be my suggestion. Okay?
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Well, let's get you a piece of scrap paper here. You got a piece, and all you got to say is, I request an extension for 854 Federal Road to November 25th, 2024, and sign it.
Can I just do that after?
You can do that after, yeah. So again, so now we're going to move to the public portion of the hearing. Is there anyone here that, from what you've heard, has any questions about this development for the applicant? Okay. Anybody want to speak in favor of this application? Anybody want to speak in opposition to this? Okay. All right. Well, unless there are any more questions.
Make a motion to table it?
Well, yes.
It's because of the spacing of our meetings. Will he be able to have any more extensions after this one, or is it done?
I think I got to double check. There's some different rules.
We missed a meeting
With the
in
extension, oh,
October.
wait, no, here it is, Dave, they usually write it on, the land use office keeps tracks of that. So with extensions, the decision would have to be made by the 20th of December, 2024. So we do have some time.
2 months, basically.
Yeah, we've got some time.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, well then, if there isn't any other questions, I will make a motion to continue the public hearing for 854 Federal Road to our next regularly
And that's
scheduled.
W-2449.
You want to put the application number in there? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, sure, okay, and then I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing for W-24-49, 854 Federal Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting, with the understanding that the applicant will provide a written
Request.
a written request, thank you, to
For
extend this to November 25th, and that the applicant will contact the land use office for the aforementioned to-dos, okay? Or we'll call them action items, okay? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Dave seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you very, very, very much. So, first time to Brookfield High School Library, first time to a public hearing for anybody? All right. Okay, well, we're going to move on then to our agenda. I've got old business, 1 High Ridge. Somebody here for 1 High Ridge?
Yes, here.
Okay, great. Again, your name and address, please.
Sandra Talavega, 1 High Ridge Road.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll take a look, let me see what we've got, okay?
So we created a scope of work for what needs to be done to up. What we're doing is not touching the existing storm drains that's there now, we want to add to it. Right now, they have a 12-inch. I'll show you.
Okay, hang on, what do you have? Let's see what we have. Did you get their names and addresses, sir?
Can I also get your name, please?
Antonio Duarte, D-U-A-R-T-E. So these are all the wetlands, that's all the wetlands.
Yeah, it's a big, I remember this
And
property.
there's no trees in the wetlands. So what we're
Right, it's all
proposing
grass.
on doing, this is, so they already have existing 12-inch pipe going down to a causeway, and an 18-inch pipe going down to a causeway. What we're proposing on doing is adding another 36-inch. We're not gonna touch the existing, leave it as is, and bring a 36-inch pipe from the back of the property down to the front, add it into the causeway, and create 2 swells on each side of the property that were there originally back in when Myron Brook was there. But the previous owner filled it all in, and we want to bring it back to its original state.
Do we have that?
Yes, we got it from you. And the urgency about this is because the ground's going to be getting hard soon, and we wanted to start this because we got flooded 3 times last year for the storm that we had.
Okay, I have to,
Do we have it with markings?
I don't,
We sent, one time, we sent it in an email with markings, and then they told us to bring one to the meeting, so.
okay.
Yeah, for this meeting, you had a request of this page.
Yeah, I
because
think,
you needed to know
If I
what
recall,
the
they had
wetlands-
very extensive flooding in their house.
yeah,
and
they
I-
do.
yes.
So, yeah, you see all this wetlands?
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess how that works?
Water flows downhill,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it does, no matter what anybody tries to
So what we're
do.
proposing, like I was saying, is creating natural swales that were there originally before the property was, built on. And we're not gonna disturb the existing, because they have a 1-inch, 12-inch pipe going down to the causeway, and an 18-inch coming down from the causeway, which comes up from this other property. So we wanna add a 36-inch, bring it down to the causeway, create a natural swale on both sides of the property, and then hopefully that helps bring all the water down into the front of the property to the causeway.
So I have a scope of work here
I have
and a
scope of-
construction
Yeah, same as
sequence.
this. Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I'm trying to, if you go, you see all that paper over there? I gotta make sure that what you got is over here, okay? So I have this scope of work.
Yeah, you wanna see if it correlates with each other?
I don't know, you tell me which one is the one to look at.
So this is the one that you have there that's handwritten,
it's
we just
typed.
typed.
Ha.
That's the only difference.
Okey doke. Well, then we can keep the original one. So this says replace the catch basin.
One of the catch basins is broken of the existing,
Yep.
so we want to
It says
replace
clean and
somewhere.
replace a pipe on 2 catch basins.
Yep.
Clear and open an existing swale.
That's the natural swale that's back here.
Okay,
that We
replace,
just want to open it up because it's not deep enough and it's not taking enough water.
okay. Replace 12-inch pipe to a 36-inch pipe.
We
Whoa.
adding,
We're adding, not replacing.
Well, this says replace.
So then you don't have an updated one.
Okay, so do you want me to take this one?
Yes.
All right, so let's look at this one. See, this is why we go through this.
So then there's gonna be 12, 18, and 36?
So that right now, there's a 12 and an 18.
Yep, and then you're gonna add a 36.
I'm going to
so
add a
it's gonna be
36 on the
3.
other side and create a swell.
Okay.
Like that, it can take all the water that it needs to take. This property, the property goes like this.
So how deep is this swale? Is it, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be grass or riprap, or what's it gonna be?
It's going to be grass.
So it's gonna be grass?
Yeah, the only one that's riprap right now that's existing is the one behind the property. And that we're gonna update with normal riprap.
And how big is this swale gonna be?
The one that we're gonna, 36-inch wide, or roughly 2 feet deep, with grass.
Okay, so you're gonna create a 36-inch wide swale,
Mhm.
right?
On both sides of the
Both
property.
sides of the house, and it's going to be grassed?
Grass, yep.
Yeah, because it's
And
probably
then
only
you
gonna
said
get
2
wet.
feet deep.
Yeah, 2 feet deep, thank you. And then you've got replace the 4-inch PVC to 8-inch
So
PVC along the
yeah,
main
so
entrance?
Right, the main entrance has a 4-inch PVC pipe, so all the water that comes down here runs into here and goes into there, but the 4-inch pipe is, whoever did it, it's buried, it's not taking enough water, so we're gonna upgrade it to 8-inch pipe
Okay,
to take in more water, to get it to the causeway.
all right. Install a stormwater structure? What's that?
Well, we were gonna do that, that was a concrete structure that we were gonna add, but we're not gonna add it, because it's,
So this is not right.
yeah, we could take that off.
You want that out?
Yeah, you could take that out.
You can take it out. It's not
Yeah.
mine. You want me to take it
We'll
out?
take it out.
Okay. This is being removed. So
I
this
think
isn't,
he should initial also.
well, that's going to happen once we get it
Okay.
straight. So there is no stormwater structure?
No.
Okey doke.
Because we don't wanna disturb the wetlands more than we have to.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Check existing swale for proper pitch.
So the natural swale that's back here already, that's there, that was created a long time ago, it doesn't have enough pitch.
And this is in the back of the
Back
house?
of the property, yeah.
Does it have a number or something like that?
No, it doesn't.
All right, so that's all you're doing.
That's it. And the urgency is because the ground's.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah,
I get that.
yeah,
I don't have that.
okay.
Can I have that?
You have a copy right at home?
Let me just take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is the crossing, is the crossing big enough to support all the water, all the piping that's going into it? Being you're adding a 36-inch pipe and then going up to an 8-inch pipe on this other one, they're all being fed to the same road crossing.
I would think the town of Brookfield's going to be very interested in them connecting anything to a town of Brookfield under the
It's 36
road
inch
culvert.
road.
So,
36 road, I don't remember.
It's a road,
yeah,
It crosses
have you,
over to another road.
Right.
yeah. I mean, from my standpoint, I'm not too worried about the sizings. If it was, for me, as a commissioner, I can rely upon them because even if it backs up, it's just going to back up onto their property. If it's not sized for some of these torrents that we have been
Yeah,
getting,
yeah.
right? And they're hard to plan for. So I'm not too worried. I do think, again, before you get too far, I would talk to the town.
Right, because I'm looking at the swell right here, that swell comes just about down to the road, it looks.
Yeah,
Which
they want to
would-
connect to
Well, we're
the,
not gonna bring it to the road, the causeway, which you can't see.
Okay.
It's right, the causeway stop, like,
Okay.
I'll show you on it with a pen, like, so the causeway's like this. Causeway goes like this.
Oh, it's that far off from the
So
road?
it's- Yeah, no, you're 25 feet off the road.
I think you said during the last meeting that in terms of the town of Brookfield, that was a different jurisdiction than ours. Am I right or wrong?
yeah, I don't, from our standpoint, again, we don't qualify, any
Yeah,
The
the-
size-
existings to town culverts. I guess that's what's under High Ridge, right? There's a culvert there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't get involved in that. We don't,
yeah.
that's.
I was a little surprised a month ago, when we
Well,
talked
yeah,
about
but
that.
this was an idea, this was a suggestion to them, they're going to
We weren't
want to,
disturb the culvert at all.
I'm just telling you, you're going to want to talk to the town of Brookfield,
Okay.
okay? And let them know what you're planning, because I don't know whether they've sized it. That culvert is sized for all the water you're going to be sending their way.
Talked to them already.
You did?
Yeah.
So they're good?
There was no stipulation at all.
Fine, good.
They were
Well, that's
fine
even
with that.
better. And so you're going to be digging out dirt. Where's the dirt going to go? You're going to be
So
digging
we're- so
3
we're
feet
gonna-
by 2 feet,
Yeah,
right?
So we're gonna bring it up to here, so we can create a natural swale, so the water naturally gravitates to that swale to get it out.
So are you bringing any dirt? You're not
No,
bringing
we're
any
not
dirt
bringing
in.
anything We don't need to bring anything in.
You're using an excavator, a bobcat steer, and a dump truck.
Yep,
And you're not taking anything out.
nothing. We're using it with the existing dirt, like I said, like taking it out, bringing it up, so we can create a natural pitch into the swale. Yeah, we're not bringing anything.
They're moving around dirt, I guess.
Yeah. We're using, everything is existing. And we're silt fencing everything all the way up around the whole property. So the erosion control is.
Okay. right, one of your homeworks, one of the stipulations I think we're gonna talk about here is you're gonna have to update the plan. There's an application, excuse me, an application in the system. Update that application with this,
Okay.
okay?
So I'll update this plan?
No, there's an application,
Okay.
this thing, the one you paid some money for,
Okay.
okay? You need to update this, within 2 weeks. There's a little section here called Purpose and Description of Proposed Activity,
Okay.
okay?
Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah,
You got your phone on? Just take a picture of that so we have to know.
yeah, and I'll put my finger here, because this needs to go there, okay? Because it's blank,
Okay.
all right?
Well, move the paper so she can take, good.
Okay, perfect, thank
We
you.
got both of them?
Sorry to be.
So this goes there,
Okay.
okey-doke?
Now, could we do it sooner? Like, you do it within the next day and file
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think,
Only because, like I said, the
I
urgency
I
around
get
getting
it, I
hard.
get it, but I have to make sure the paperwork's right,
Yeah, yeah, I
okay?
understand.
And right now, it's blank, so we
Okay.
gotta get that fixed,
Okay.
all right? But yes, I think we can do that after I think you're gonna get your approval tonight,
Okay.
okay? But I need that,
Okay.
okay? Because this is what we're going to actually, this is going to become the official document.
Okay.
Okay? And you got silt fence. So your scope of work also includes install silt fence.
Okay.
Okay? Now what are we gonna call this drawing here? We're gonna call the drawing received on October 28th
Drainage issue.
per the 10/28/24 plan. Okay, so how do you, let's see, so if you guys took a look at this, you think this is specific enough so that when Laura goes out to inspect it, she can say they did what they thought they wanted to do?
What? So,
Is the only
It's a
thing
little
that I don't know
dark.
if it's on there is one of the storm drains is getting replaced?
No, the storm drain, just a catch basin.
Get-
This one that's broken.
Yeah.
Or no, this one that's broken, I'm sorry.
Right, is that on there?
Is it marked?
Yeah, it's marked right there.
That's getting replaced?
No, I can
Is it
put
on the
I can
plan?
put it on there.
All right, well, let's put that on there.
Need a Sharpie?
Nope, I don't know, he's got what he's got.
Oh, he's got the fine
Maybe you
one.
should redo that.
If we had a meeting 2 weeks from now, yes, I would.
But you don't, okay.
But we don't have a meeting
Yeah, okay.
here, and I do have sympathy for them,
Yes, I do also. They
because
did
this
pretty
has been
bad.
on, I don't mind telling you, this has been a problem as long as I've been on a commission, for their previous owner.
You mean that
Yeah.
particular?
Yep.
Okay,
That piece of land.
I have very long history with this property.
okay. Yeah, I'm very sympathetic with them
Just
also,
don't
to be
associate
honest.
us with the previous owner.
I'm not,
Yeah, no, no.
I'm not. So,
Yeah, one is one more picture, she
Can I just
stamped
take a
it.
picture of this?
yep,
You crossed off the replacement of the pipe on there?
That's going to be a very tough picture
Don't know the
because it's
structure,
dark.
Yeah,
What's
well,
that?
the
structure.
We got it. We got another. I know.
yeah, talk that
Good.
out.
Should
Should also
Okay.
bring
Yeah.
up the exposure and brightness.
I mean, you guys feel we can give this to Laura?
I think so.
Approve with stipulations?
Laura's been on site too.
I know that. Again, here's the question. This got to be specific enough so that when you're done with the work, before you get her agreement that she's got to use this to say you did what's on the
What you said you
plan.
were gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
And if there's any that's what we're trying to avoid is misunderstandings,
Yeah.
okay? Because we don't want misunderstandings, because if misunderstandings, that leads to violations.
Gotcha.
And nobody wants that. No one. You don't, we don't, nobody does, okay?
Is
So
there a
that's why
way-
the question, it's kind of hand-drawn, it's not, but I think you're not doing anything dramatic here either. You know, if you were digging through, I mean, this is all disturbed wetlands, and you're not really making a big change.
It sounds reasonable. It seems reasonable.
Okay, again, from our standpoint, we're not guaranteeing that this is going to work, right? This is on you, that it's going to work. All we're going to tell you is that you can do this activity in these wetland areas and the upland review area.
Is it marked
And the
as
town of
36 inches
Brookfield
not
doesn't
on?
seem to have
One
a
at a
problem.
time,
Sorry.
one at a time. Tom and then Dave.
Is it, is it marked that this 36-inch pipe is an add-on?
Yeah, that's, yeah. it's a-
36-inch pipe?
Yeah, he had mentioned that this is an addition to what's already there, but is it in writing at all?
I have this, add a
Okay.
36-inch pipe.
That's what I was checking on.
On the scope of
I
work.
thought it was in there, but
Okay.
you had it buried under the map, so I didn't see it to
All right.
verify.
All right. You're going to sign this. I've got this scope of work. I've made some hand notations on it, again, including silt fence. You're going to hear more about that. So I want one of you to initial agreed to changes.
I'll sign. Right here?
Yep. Okay. Did you get your question?
Oh, well, I just wanted to remind everybody that the town of Brookfield didn't have any problem with this in terms of the water flow.
I can't speak to what the town.
No,
of
no,
Brookfield feels.
they said that, though,
I-
the applicant.
But
That's
it's
what
out
he
of our
said.
purview.
Yeah, that's what he
so-
said.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he said.
No, well, I think that's sort of an important point also.
Yep. All right. You want to make a motion? I'll help.
Okay. Old business W2447, 1 High Ridge Road. Make a motion to approve the site work as per, what are we calling this again?
A map,
receipt.
a Google Maps received October 28th.
28th, 2024, with the addition of some drainage pipes and some swales to redirect water away from the house.
I would say the approval incorporates a scope of work that was received October 28th, 2024, with some notations that have been agreed to by the applicant.
The approval includes the scope of work that was agreed to, that was submitted on October 28th and agreed to by the applicant.
Right. Which will become a part of the record,
Which will
right?
become a part of the record.
And this approval includes all the usual stipulations.
Yes, I forgot that part.
Yeah, that's okay.
And this
That's why
approval
we're together.
includes all the usual stipulations.
I think that's it.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay.
Why, thank you.
Well, all right. So
Anytime.
I think that's it. So you got to get silt fence installed. You get the silt fence installed, you have to call Laura or someone from the land use office, and the floor is out. There's a zoning enforcement officer that could probably do it for you. You can't do any work until they inspect that silt fence and agree,
Okay, perfect.
all right?
We can install it as soon as possible?
Yep.
Okay.
And there's an updated application that's going to be submitted?
Yes, and excuse me, and you're right, we forgot that.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
And the party will submit an updated application with scope of work to be included.
By November 10th.
By November 10th.
So the motion was amended. Dave, do you agree to that?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Second to that amendment?
Yes, I
Thank you,
concur.
Rob, for reminding us. Okay, any more discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so you've been approved. Get that silt fence in. You're going to eventually get a letter with all of these things identified.
Okay.
And then you can get your work done, and I hope it works for you.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I do this. Why don't you start the next one, Tom?
Chair,
Yes.
we received the The extension for
Extension.
an application for
Okay,
I don't know if you want to stamp it or anything.
I do. Why don't you start the second one, and let me clean up this paper.
Anyone here for 27 Huckleberry Hill?
I am. My name is Stephen Turkow. And I'm here to get a shed permit.
Could you spell that for me really quick?
Turco, T-U-R-C-O.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this one. Let me look in the file.
Oh,
27 Huckleberry.
okay. All right, let me do this. Let me get this extension into, I might be able to help out Tom here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will let you do that.
Alrighty. You're never gonna find it here anymore. This is,
I get a name to talk about.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, we were gonna push it with that.
No, they stopped it today, and I had to grab up my way out. I didn't go to the yet.
I know. I didn't do it. I don't think we can. And then this.
27 Huckleberry.
All right, we got it. Okay. Did you get his name and address?
Yes.
Okey-doke. Okay, so, yeah, we saw this and we had some questions. On this one. Okay, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is, we noticed a couple of things. We filed, the application was incomplete, and we were looking for a map that showed the location of the shed, the wetlands, and the upland review area on the property. So let's see what we got. What did you send in here?
So this is the map you're questioning. This is the shed in question. It was built in 2012.
Okay, let's take a look at the application. All right, so the application says the stall shed, disturbed wetland area is 0, disturbed linear feet of water course is 15 feet?
Well, I don't,
That's what it says. Disturbed linear feet of water course, 15 feet.
so I don't believe there's any water course in here at all.
Well, I'm just telling you what's here.
Okay.
And it says total linear feet of water course on the property, 340? Is there a stream in here?
There is wetlands by the stop sign. So this is Rocky Road and this is Huckleberry.
Okay,
And there's the one-way stop sign.
yeah,
That's the only wetlands that I know of on that property.
okay.
It's right here. And I had that redelineated in 2004 when I built this house.
Okay, well then, did you do this application? Do you know why there's 15 here?
I do not know why there's 15 here.
Okay, so what are you saying, you're doing here?
So this shed was built in 2012.
Okay,
And I'm just trying to get a permit on it. And
it's
when
an
I-
existing
It's an
shed.
existing shed, and when I went to get the permit, Lori from the building department said I had to apply for it as if it was never there.
Right, yes,
So-
that is because the process doesn't allow for
Correct. There's-
errors.
Correct.
There's no error process.
So when I filed the building permit, I said it wasn't there. And then when I had to go through wetlands,
Which is where we are
where
now.
we are now, I said it wasn't there. But then when I reread the thing that it said it needed the map, I was assuming you knew the shed was there, but now that I'm thinking.
No, we would have, how would we have ever known that?
I know,
Okay,
my fault.
Okay,
That's part
okay.
of the assuming part.
okey-doke.
And then that's why I said that this is the shed. It's already, it's existing, I just wanted to have a permit for it. It's a little over 200 square feet, so anything under 200 square feet, I need a permit for it.
Well, you do if it's in wetlands. Doesn't matter what the size is. So this is what we have, and you're saying this
Correct.
is the
That is me.
existing shed?
Correct, that I need a permit for.
Do you have, and tell, you probably said this, but I didn't hear. When, it was there when you bought it?
No, I built it in 2012.
Okay, sorry, you
12
had
years
said
ago.
Correct,
built 2012?
thereabouts, yes.
Approximately 2012.
Did you go through wetlands when you had the house built?
I did, I had to, it was
Yeah.
2004. There was an existing house behind here, probably close to where that shed is.
Yeah.
And I tore that down, or, well, I built the house and I tore down the shed. But that's why I had to have this area redelineated.
Is the house yellow?
Correct.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question, yeah.
And tell me again how big the shed is?
280 square feet.
Yeah, that's what they say. But I guess that-
Approximately 14 by 20?
18. It's 14 by 18, but I guess with the overhangs, it makes it.
14 by 20, close enough, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, probably when 2012 or when they did the house, these maps were not here.
Correct. And
So, you know, they had other maps.
I mean, I don't think I would have gotten approved for the house then, right? I mean, this house was definitely.
Oh, I can't speak for, I don't know. Hard to, I don't know.
I do remember you
hard.
doing that, though.
Mhm.
You know, I've lived here a long time. I go down there all the time.
Do you see any water around this shed? What's the slope here? Does this go?
This is flat. I mean,
This is totally flat from your home to the end of your lot is
correct.
flat?
My driveway is, I mean, has a little bit of pitch. You know,
Yeah.
but it's a flat piece of property. There's more of a slope on this side, going down towards the Rocky Road side.
All right, I got,
Yeah, it's at the top of the hill there, the stop sign.
Yeah, I thought it was-
So it's that one-way
I'm looking at
stop
it.
sign.
Yeah.
okay, here's, I am not ready to agree to an existing shed in wetlands. I'm not ready to agree with that. I'm think about it a little bit, because the first time I'm seeing this. You could ease my mind by determining whether you got wetlands on your property or not. These maps are directionally correct, but they're not accurate,
Okay.
okay? Because they're done by airplanes and very smart people from Connecticut who sort of figure out where wetlands are and where they could be. So, I mean, we definitely, I don't see, like I said, these.
Right, you see it over there.
I see wetlands over here, and that's why I was sort of asking about the topology here. Again, trying to be consistent
Right.
with other things that we have done. We have asked the applicant to engage a soil scientist, dig a few holes around this, and determine whether you got wetland soils around here. So that would I'm going to think about it, but that will definitely ease my mind if that wetlands soil scientist, he digs 4 or 5 holes around here and determines there's no wetland soils there. Because that's the definition of wetlands for the state of Connecticut. It's not whether there's water, it's not whether there's plants, it's whether there's
Wetlands. sorry.
wetland soils. Okay. So, I mean, we have,
So what would happen if it was determined that the shed was actually on wetlands? Would he have to take it down?
I have to think about that.
You know, if it's
I
been up...
have to think about that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have to think about that.
Okay, you?
I gotta think about that.
Yeah, that seems
know?
a little cruel to me. but,
Well, I mean, is it, or here's the converse, have people go and just, put anything in wetlands, and they come to us and say, oh, because I did it already, I want approval?
Well, he said he went to wetlands, so 12 years ago, correct?
So in 2004, when I built the house, I went through wetlands.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
20 years ago, in
Right.
other words.
Right.
And how
Mhm.
often do wetlands change their course?
They can, it's not a how often,
No, I
they
know, but it's
can.
like if they can, but they can.
I'm not, I don't know, they do change. They do change. And that's what we have now. We have the state of Connecticut telling us that there's some probability, again, I don't know whether it's high or low, some probability that there's wetland soils in this purple area. Okay? So
What do you,
I'm suggesting you contact a soil scientist, engage them, have them come out, dig a few holes around there.
the last time I had that done, it was $1,800.
That's what, I'm telling you, that would ease my mind, okay? Otherwise, I'm faced with, like I said, agreeing to something that happened on wetland soils, and you want me to approve it just because it happened.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, I hear you, yeah.
I'm just,
And I know you didn't
you
think
know,
there weren't
when-
any.
Exactly, because I already had paid in 2004 to have the property surveyed.
Yeah.
For soil samples, and they determined that they were on that corner of the property.
Right, but you
Would
should have,
you-
shouldn't you have had a building permit for that shed? That's a big shed. You should have had zoning approval for that shed.
I'm not disputing that, that's
Yeah.
what I'm here now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
We could have caught this back in 2012, 'cause if you had applied for zoning approval. They would have caught it back in 2012.
I had gotten a variance, and I know that's a little different, but the variance went through to have it put on the corner of the property right there.
You got a variance?
For that
You do
shed.
have zoning approval
Mhm.
for 2012.
Yes, I have a variance on that.
Can
but-
you get that? I don't have that letter.
So-
Can you get us a copy of that?
So when I talked to Fran Lally,
Yeah.
I can dig it up probably, but Fran said that since it's been there, it's grandfathered in for the variance
The
from, it's over there over 3 years old.
The variance, it should be in the land records, no?
Yeah, it should be.
It probably
You're
is. I'm
absolutely
just
right,
asking, I'm just asking you, if you've got maybe I misunderstood. You have a variance for
To
that
build that
shed?
shed.
To build that shed?
Right.
From zoning?
Correct.
You give me a copy of that, then I don't think, we can't, whatever the town did in 2012, I can't go back. I didn't know that.
I didn't think it was, when I talked to land use, Fran Lally, he said that, don't worry about it because it's null and void. The variance as of now is null and void because it's pre-existing non-conforming. Or pre-existing, and nobody, not
Well, not if-
non-conforming, not
Okay, wait, okay,
but
maybe,
it's pre-existing.
It's not pre-existing of the variance, though, correct?
No, I got the variance before that.
Right.
that's what I'm saying. If you
Yeah.
give me that letter, that tells me that the town of Brookfield went through all the appropriate processes
Yes.
in 2012 and allowed you to build that shed, because you got a variance.
I didn't get the building permit though.
Okay, I'm okay with that, I'm okay with that. I mean, because this is
That-
going to sound a little odd.
I know what
The
you're.
building department is the building department. I care about the land use department, which is zoning and wetlands and,
Planning.
and, well, whatever. And you got a variance from the Land Use Commission to build that shed in 2012, excuse me. And all the people that looked at it in 2012 and said, go ahead and build it, did
Didn't-
not identify wetlands.
Correct.
So we can't, if you prove that to me, that changes my perspective.
Okay, so the town should have a copy of it still?
It should
They
be on the
should,
land
but
records.
help us out.
No. No,
They
I'm
should,
not- I'm just-
they should.
Well, yeah.
Just in trying to, my records, I'm trying to go through all try to find it.
It
It
should-
might be easier just to go to the town hall.
That might be a way
That
to
would
do
be my
it.
guess, yes.
Okay.
That would save him a soil scientist visit.
But it's not even that. Now it's a whole different question. He got agreement from the town to do something in 2012, and part of that agreement process included a wetlands checkoff. And so that's got a wetlands checkoff. So now it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
So
Wetlands
it shows that when it
checkoff,
was
but
built,
no
it probably didn't
building
show
permit.
wetlands
Go
there.
figure.
But I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
we don't
That
have,
is
we don't have
strange.
to care about it. I do care about it, but we don't have to care.
Okay, so
Okay.
I just have to upload the document to the file?
Call the land use office, tell them you are uploading the variance, or if you need help from them to find it, hopefully. If we get that, all of my concerns go away, because it was taken care of.
And
back
then
in-
this should be approved?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty sure
I'll
it's already
approve it. I can't speak for my colleagues here, but I would.
okay. So
Okay.
Because I know it's both mine.
I think today is the last meeting for
Yes.
before an extension.
No, oh, shoot, thank you. Extension must be requested if not decided at that meeting, so thank you for bringing
Yeah,
that to our
good-
attention.
Good point.
Yeah, so will you agree to an extension until November 25th? Because that's when we meet.
So do I have to come back again?
If you provide the
The letter.
variance, you shouldn't have to.
You could do it now, too.
For what? Provide the letter or?
Yeah.
or-
We're gonna give a piece of- we're
Yeah,
gonna give-
somebody else do that
Well,
tonight.
Do you want to give Laura administrative if he provides the variance, or no?
No,
Okay,
we want to take a look at it,
that's fine.
because she's not here,
Mhm.
okay,
We
so,
signed it already? Could be. Let me see. Yes, it is. Is that my variance? Is that your variance? Oh, it could be. Is that, thank you so much, I appreciate it.
what is this?
Variance.
Variance.
Okay, to Mr. Stephen Turco, June 6, 2012. Dear Mr. Turco, on June 4th, 2012, the following commission deliberations for the Zoning Board of Appeals approval, the variance request for a 25-foot structure to the right sideline. I assume that's,
It's not exactly where I moved it farther back.
don't tell me you moved it farther back.
Well, no, I mean, away from the lines.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell me you got approval and then moved it.
No,
Don't tell me that.
he's saying he's moved it further in than he's allowed to.
Okay.
He's allowed to be close to the borders, I believe what you're trying to say, correct?
A 25-foot structure to the right sideline.
Right sideline?
And
then you should have a rear sideline?
20-foot structure to the left sideline for a shed.
You don't have anything to the rear? Or how are they doing this?
Well, I don't know, it just says a 25-foot structure to the right sideline. Look,
You know, this is a little disturbing because,
hang on,
okay,
get this printed off from your colleague here, get this to the land use office. If this is what it is, we'll take a look at it. We'll keep this on the agenda for the 25th. If it's everything it says it is, you should be good.
Okay.
Okay? All right, rather than have us take everybody's time to go through that letter, okay?
Does he need a written
Do I
extension?
need to?
Yes, we need a scrap of paper.
I have one here.
Yeah, we need a scrap
He's
of
got one.
paper.
Oh, no, no.
Which says, I agree to an extension to November 25th, 2024, during which time I will provide a written copy to the land use office of the variance for my shed, which I installed in 2012. Okay.
could I just say one thing or
Yep.
no?
Yeah.
It appears as though he did something else after he got the ZBA approval, which is disconcerting. He said he moved it from where they
No.
actually approved it.
He said he went further in from his boundary than what they approved. He could have built it closer to his boundary.
Don't you think he should have built it exactly where they approved?
No,
it?
with the
that's
variance-
not how zoning, that's not how ZBA works.
With the variance, they say how close you can get
Okay,
to the
I-
property
well,
line. You
okay.
can always build further away from the property line.
Okay, as long as that's cleared up. I didn't know there was fluctuation, you know.
Well, that's why, again, it's so much more helpful to see things on paper, right? As opposed to
Yes, of
things that come
course.
up in the
No,
in the
but
middle of
variance would
things.
have Made it easier too.
And the variance certainly would have made it easier, so I don't, okay. All right, so we're going to get that from Mr. Turco. I'm going to make a motion to continue 27 Huckleberry Hill Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting with the understanding, number one, that the applicant has agreed to an extension until November 25th, and the applicant will provide a copy, or ask the land use office to give him a copy of the variance he received in 2012 for that shed.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right. Again, Mr. Turco, thank you. Okay, it's complicated, but I think we finally got the story here. Okay, next, 7 Lakeview Road. Yep. Anybody here for 7 Lakeview?
Yeah, I'm done.
Give the name and address there to
Chris Mass,
Chris.
7 Lakeview.
Thank you.
You got his name and address?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're on to the next one. I should do-
Okay, so what we talked about, when we talked about this about a month ago, we were looking to see the lake, where was the lake on the property, and the total amount of wetlands on the property was blank.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so-
updated the application.
Okay.
Sent in the new map.
Okey dokey, 000, couple of my favorite numbers. Okay, so we've got one map, is this one we should be looking at?
I think it's the...
Is it this one?
No, I said I probably went in like this. He's got the right one up.
It is this one, but
It doesn't have
the highlight.
the markings on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably unless you,
It's like this.
Yeah.
can I have this?
Yes, I'll take it back at the end.
No, you're not gonna take it back. It won't
Okay,
work.
you can have
Take
it.
mine, I'll look at Rob's.
Okay. It's not, this one isn't in the file. Okay, so, holy smokes.
I used to live at this.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we got a house, and this is the shed?
Yeah, this is the driveway coming in,
Okay.
and the shed's going off the back of the driveway here.
Has it got foundations on it?
No, it's just a flat grass area that they're gonna just level with gravel and even it out. It's actually flat, you just gotta,
Okay,
shore it
so
up if you will, but,
the shed install
yep.
is going to be, you're gonna bring in gravel?
Whatever they have to do, they gotta look at the site and decide if they gotta they're just gonna put like a layer of stone under there to level it, that's all.
Okay. I just need to know
Yeah.
if they're going to be putting gravel down, and
They
the
are.
answer is they are. So they're
Yes.
going to install a gravel foundation?
Yep.
240 square feet.
And then the shed comes in,
Yep, 12 by 20.
it's a ready-to-go shed, or they're
Yeah.
gonna build it?
Yep.
So it's a pre-built shed?
Pre-built, yep.
Are they gonna be doing any excavation?
No,
There is going to be no excavation.
none.
All right, so if there's no excavation, so this gravel foundation is gonna be what, 2 or 3 inches deep? What'd they tell you?
Thank you.
Just to level it, probably won't be any more than 3 inches. That's all they're allowing.
3-inch base? Okay. I don't think they need a silt fence if they're not bringing in.
Right, to not disturb the
Not
surface,
just-
just
Yeah,
adding.
just initial that, would you? You want this one? Okay, thank you. All right, I'm good with this, guys.
Mhm.
All right. All right, so for W-24-56 7 Lakeview Road, we're going to approve the installation of a shed per a map that was received October 28th, 2024, with the location of the shed highlighted, and notes that the shed install is going to have install a gravel foundation, which is a maximum of 3-inch base, that the shed is pre-built, and there will be no excavation. So because of that, we do not feel any silt fence is required. This will be, this approval incorporates all the usual stipulations.
Second.
Okay, Tom seconds. All right, all those, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, you're all set.
Thank you.
Okay, you're gonna be getting a letter,
Okay,
okay, to
Yep.
confirm it all.
good, thank you.
Okay, next, 4 Broadview Road, application for tree removal. Someone here?
Sharon, Steve gave us the extension for.
Okay,
stamp
so
it.
the note for that, okay, so let me go
Could you spell this?
for Broadview.
Sorry, one more time.
Here we go. Oh, no, I guess.
92. Okay. Numbers, thank you.
How you doing?
Gentlemen, ladies, this is gonna be the easiest case of the night. Of course.
Oh, good.
This
We like hard ones,
I
though.
shouldn't even be here.
You shouldn't be here. Okay, let's see, where did we're meeting for
This is
the,
the property I purchased from the town, of course, in Brookfield. They indicate that there's a section of
Little corner.
wetlands that come in this corner. Originally, I wanted to cut a couple trees down, the one's in the buffer, one's here. I had a wetland engineer on site, and indicates there are no wetlands anywhere in this area. This gentleman also went through the whole process, there are no wetlands. All this soil is banked on sandy, on clay.
okay.
Sandy, loam.
Okay, so here's the foundation of our questions.
Okay.
That's how we got there. So, the application says clear trees and brush for a new home and septic area.
That's right, that's correct.
And it says disturbed wetland area, 882 square feet.
Well, at the time, according to the map that Laura provided me,
Okay.
is this little tiny triangle right here.
Okay.
I have a tree here and one in the buffer area.
So you want to take it, you want to,
Clear them. Yeah, they're ugly trees.
you're not, I'm not going to be excited about taking a tree out of wetlands.
But there's no wetlands.
There is
No, there's
wetlands.
not. I
Got
had an
the-
engineer come and he did a whole.
He just needs to catch up, we gotta go a
Okay.
little slower here.
Oh, okay. He did a whole study, and there's no wetlands anywhere in any of this area. According to the study, he was out there. He took all kinds of soil. And if you look at the soil, it's just sandy.
So this is Jim's letter from the 22nd of October
Oh, 23.
of '23.
I have
23, you
20.
just did it, 24.
Well, maybe he's,
24.
well, okay, I don't- it says
That was
23,
probably a
maybe he meant
typo on the
24.
Cover letter.
Oh, yeah, it says he says he was on, yeah, so I think that's a typo. Down here it says 24.
Oh, dear.
On the second page. At the top left.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so there are no wetlands on your property.
There's none even within
That
a
was 24.
75-foot buffer
Okay.
from me.
Okay. All right, okay, so the reality is this application is not even required.
I tried to pull the application from the town, but they said since I was on the calendar, that got postponed, and I needed to be here tonight.
Okay, we had to understand it,
Yes, no
right?
problem. I
Yeah,
understand that.
that's what, that was what puzzled us. It said it was 882, and we,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
that
little
got
tiny
our,
40 by 40.
yeah, and then, yep, and in the interim, you did what, you know, you did a good thing, right? And you
did.
got Jim out, and now you know that there's no wetlands on
Right.
that corner of your property, which is a good thing
Oh, I'm
to
happy,
know
believe me.
going, no, actually, wetlands is pretty cool, you know?
There's a pond way over, and I can go to
Yeah,
it if I need
across the
to.
street.
Yeah. Yeah, no, having wetlands is very cool. All right, so let me think for a second. So the reality is, I don't have to approve this application because we have new information that indicates that there's no wetlands on this property.
Correct.
So how are we going to do this? All right, so here's the simplest way for you to do that. Say you are going to just withdraw the application.
I tried.
What's
And you
that?
couldn't
I
do
gave
it?
them that they says I needed to come here, and I guess you guys need to send some kind of correspondence to Laura,
Well,
knowing, saying that there's nothing there.
you
and
needed to
then-
come here
Yes,
to withdraw it.
but they need something from you to
They're
say
going to get
there's
that.
nothing-
That's
okay.
why you're here.
Oh, okay, and
That's
then I
why.
can withdraw it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
what you're going to hear from me, and it's going to be in the minutes, based on information from Connecticut Wetland Soil Scientist from October 22nd of 2024, just 5 days ago. It has been determined that this property does not have wetlands soils. The commission agrees with that.
Yes.
And because of that, an application for this is not necessary. And so the simplest way is for you, the applicant, just to say, I would like to withdraw this application.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Love it.
All right?
Okay.
So that makes it all done.
Perfect.
Okay?
I told you it was simple.
It was fun, and I followed you in. We found the library together.
Good night.
All right, take care. God. All right, 4 Hidden Brook. Someone here for 4
Yep.
Hidden Brook? I think I got the...
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
Arthur Salage.
representing my brother.
See, that's just another example. I said those maps are directionally correct.
Right.
But they're not always accurate.
We've run
But
into that
they're,
once or
without
twice.
anything else, it's the only thing the town can go on,
Correct.
okay? Because we get that from the state, and that's how it works, so. All right, let's just refresh our memory here for Hidden Brook.
There doesn't seem to be
This was
anything
one
that-
about tree removal and grading,
Correct.
right? The owner will submit a scaled map showing the upland review area. So is that what this is?
That's correct.
Okay, so this, what do we got here? This is a 75-foot line.
That is correct.
Okay, so that's the upland review area on your property, and so you want to take anything that way, you don't need us. Anything this way, you need our approval.
If I'm not mistaken, Laura had mentioned that during a site visit, there were trees down in that area and logs piled.
Correct. And they are right on this area over here, which is, oops, sorry for this. Was there actually exactly where the old ones were. Our silt fence is up here.
Okay, hang on. We got to go on, I can't deal with pictures. I got to deal with this map, okay? So this is the 75-foot line. You saying there's a silt fence here?
Correct.
Okay, on the 75-foot line. Has Laura inspected that?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying Laura's inspected the silt fence. Okay. So, let's go again. What is this dark thing with the X in it?
That is this tree.
It's gone?
Correct. Got that one.
So this is a cut tree.
Correct.
It's not written on the map, okay? So this is a tree you took down.
That is correct.
Was it dead?
Yes.
Did you take it down?
It's only cut.
Did you take it down, or you have a contractor doing
We
it?
have a contractor.
I,
That was too big.
you may have heard me say this before. I've been doing this for 25 years. I have never met a contractor that didn't know that you have to go get permits for things.
No, we applied. He took it after we applied. We just didn't get the formal permit.
That's what I'm saying. Every contractor I know knows he needs approval before he or she cuts anything. And so you've taken a tree down in wetlands without approvals. How many trees have been taken down here?
That's the only one within any wetlands.
And how many trees, well, this is the upland review area, right?
Yes.
Well, if we shoot it, which have no maps, but realistically speaking, this area is higher than this one.
That doesn't matter to me.
Turbo comes the other way.
That doesn't matter, whether it's higher or, what's this, what is this?
I'm sorry?
What is this?
That's what, the one that you did not accept last time.
Okay.
That's why you said that's not good, we have to
Right.
get this one. That's where you wanted to see with the scale.
I still don't really know where the wetlands are.
Is this your wetlands in here?
I don't know. Probably, because that's the purple,
But then what are the,
and that's off his property. So that's why he's done this line for us.
but then the hash marks don't follow
Yeah, they do. They do
they?
actually. Yeah, here, down, it drops here, and then it comes here. With me?
the, yeah, I see it a little bit up there.
Go! I'm in your way. Okay, so he didn't take trees down in wetlands. He took
No,
it down in upland
upland
review.
review.
But still, my comment stands. They know. They know.
Well, I know.
And you know. And so how many, it's just this tree?
That's what was took down. What we said originally is, again, and we took that
So where did
down.
all these things come from?
Those were before, I think, whatever they had, the storm that knocked them down.
Okay.
So they had.
And they're in
they had
here?
Quite a bit.
Where-
No,
where-
They're right here,
So the logs are out here?
right over here in this
Okay,
area.
all right.
Right over here in that area, oh, there were quite a few.
Okay, but they're on this side.
This is what it is.
Okay,
exactly.
look, you gotta show me on the map. I can't deal with pictures. The logs are over here?
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
The logs are here.
Right here.
No,
So-
on the map, sir.
Correct.
They're
Right over
here or they're here? They're here. So the logs are right here.
That's correct.
Okay,
I-
so the logs are outside of the upland review area.
I thought Laura had said that there were some logs on our site visit on the other side of the silt fence.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do, because I haven't been out there. Laura's not here.
Guys, I have pictures that I can show you where they are. They're easy
Sir,
to see.
I'm going to approve a map. So you showing me a picture doesn't relate to this map. When was Laura out here the last? Do you remember?
She's been there twice already.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do.
But
She's
can I
not,
just make one comment
Yes.
before you do that, please?
Yep.
Where the logs are,
Yep.
this area is grass, and we cut it. They've been cutting forever, and my brother's still gonna cut it. The logs are right over here, which is right on this area. And this area over here, all the way to this, even in purple, it's mowed and cut. If you look at the shed's neighbor, over here is right over here on this area. So what I'm trying to tell you today is that this area over here is area that is mowed all the time. That's where they are. They were put on this existing pile. Now, on there, and again, it was Laura with the zoning officer as well. I was with them. When they cut those trees, I wasn't here, I was away. This tree is dead. And they said, you should cut it, and we should cut it because it's dangerous. The rest of
That
it,
says fill and rake and,
but that's in here. We're talking about this area.
okay, but there's no tree in here on this map.
You see this tree right here?
Yeah, that's, okay. It's not,
the-
that's a tree?
Correct.
How come it's not documented? This is a tree?
Well, that's a tree, and so are all of these that we wanted to cut, which are not cut yet.
Okay. I'm sorry, I must not be communicating very well, so I'll take it on me. What we care about is on this side of this line.
Correct.
You don't need us to do anything over here. So let's simplify things. If you've got stuff going on out here, we don't need to talk about that.
Gotcha.
We just need to talk about on your property, here and there, okay?
So this, it's only 2 dead trees.
Okay.
Which I don't think he's gonna even cut it anymore, because now we don't have the machines or the guys who come back.
Okay, gentlemen,
So that's the only 2 trees then that we are requesting permit from you.
you want to take this tree out and that
And
tree out?
that we already took, so we take responsibility for that dead tree that we took down.
Okay,
This
so,
is the second one that's dead completely. That's the one that we're talking about in here. That's right up here.
so this tree is on that side of the silt fence?
Correct.
That pile of logs is on the same side of that silt fence?
Because the silt fence is all the way in our property line. This is our silt.
The silt fence is right here.
No. That's the line 75 feet that you requested me to put for you where the property is based
So
on
the silt fence
wetlands.
is not on the line?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because not on this line. So we didn't disturb anything past this line, basically. We have all these trees even on this side of it. As you can see, we didn't cut any of those trees. So we're not going nowhere near wetlands now. The only tree that my brother took down, that he thought we got the permit when I applied, was this dead tree that you see up here.
Okay,
And that's not even stoned, it's just cut.
so, okay. So now you want to take this tree out, because you want to take this tree out, this one's gone,
That's fine.
and you want to do some grading?
Nothing past this line, so I shouldn't even, again, just because I came in here, I said the last time, we shouldn't even be talking, because this is way from wetlands completely, is within the backyard. We just took some fill from here, and we straightened the backyard, because there was a lot of water sitting, and there were holes, basically.
Where's the application for this?
Wouldn't water sitting be considered wetlands?
No. Where is the application here? This is the violation. Did you submit an application?
Yes, we did.
Look, we're making, I don't know where that. Here it is. For Hidden Brook violation, for Hidden Brook tree removal. So it is this one. Where is the application? Oh, here it is, right here. So you're taking out 8 trees. This says you're taking out 8 trees. That's what we talked about the last time. You're not. You're only taking out 2.
Well, again, Laura said put them all in, that's why we put even these one over here.
I'll take all the help I can get right now.
Well, he should change the application from 8 trees to 2 trees. That's the first point.
One of them's already down, so there's only 1 tree left, right?
Right, but we want to put that tree went down before there was a permit.
I have
so
to
we
tell you,
want to put
I'm
2.
tired of this. Laura's not here. We're going to hold this until this next meeting. She's not here. She had some questions about the logs, which Tom has remembered.
Right.
I'm not
And that's my
I'm not
concern, too,
satisfied. I want to
because-
talk to Laura before we make any more, before we approve any of this.
All right, well, we're,
Unless one of you would like to take this one on.
I don't really understand it that much, so.
I just think he has to change the number of
Very
trees.
confusing, and Laura's got a lot of concerns.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. It has been very confusing. Again, pictures, good for you, not good for us. The map, it's got to show everything on it if you want us to approve it. So we're going to wait. We've got another meeting. We're going to hold this. We're going to table this or
we have
continue
to add
this.
anything to the map, since it's not,
Well, you could get like
You're-
a geological map, like a normal map, as opposed to that printout from Google Maps. I mean, you might be able to draw a better plan on
I
it.
did that and I was told to come to this map.
I think the map's okay. Here's what's not clear.
Well, you're
ta-
not clear where the silt fence and the lines
I
are.
am not clear where the silt fence is. I'm not clear where the line is. I'm not clear why the application, there's some misunderstanding. If you're only taking down 2 trees in the upland review area, why does it say you're taking down 8?
Again, we were here, originally our violation was for that pond.
Yeah, well, forget the
showed
pond,
that
that's,
was in here.
yeah, well, that,
And then
we
we
got
said,
that
listen,
cleared
we're
up.
not going past that point over there. We have no wetlands, in our opinion. Even this area over here, that we do have wetlands, is about 4 feet higher than the other side.
All right, let's try this.
So my point is, I'm okay with Laura, the whole commission, you guys showing up and inspecting it and looking at it. We already did put the grass in place, things it grew. So we're taking down actually the silt fence because we don't need it anymore, everything is stabilized. We're removing all of those stumps.
But this is not in your application. Your application just says 8, you're taking out 8 trees. That's what your application says. It doesn't talk about taking out stumps. It doesn't talk, I don't.
I'm sorry, I meant to say the logs.
The who?
Logs.
It doesn't say you're taking out logs.
Again, guys, are we trying to put an application, what's on wetlands or what's on our property?
What's on the upland review area? What's
Okay,
in,
so-
over here?
So even the logs
Yeah.
are not 75 feet within wetlands. So that's where we're getting confused in here.
Because it's
you're
not-
telling us, put it in there, and we said, all right, fine, we'll put it in there for you.
But it's not here, though. That's what I'm
But they
saying.
are, ma'am, I mean, here is the 5 trees.
So you're
that
saying
we
there's no
want.
logs in here?
The logs are right over here, ma'am.
Excuse me, are there any logs in
No,
this
no,
area?
it's just in here, ma'am. They're only placed in there, they were cut from here, from the top, and they put it in here.
Please
That's all
answer,
it is.
please answer the question the way I asked it. Are
No.
there any logs in this area?
No.
Are there any logs in that area? In
No.
this area, are
No,
there
it's
any
not.
logs?
Were there logs in that area?
Logs are right over here,
So the logs are on the other side of the
This
upland
side.
review area.
right over here on this side of that fence.
So they're on the other side of the upland review area?
Right over here.
You got me, I don't understand it.
Well,
Well, but, I mean, it-
what I would
again-
suggest is.
Well, hang on, we're trying to get this one simple question out of the way first. Are the logs on the other side of the upland review area? All of the logs?
In my belief, yes.
Were they ever in the wetland review area?
Yes. Ever.
In the
Were
upland-
they moved from
Were they moved
wetlands?
from the upland
Yes.
review area to another location on the property?
Those logs, they were removed from here and placed over here.
See, that's where I have my concern, because I remember a little back and forth on that, where the logs were located, or where the silt fence was.
But again, guys, that is grass. That is our area. That's the
No
area
one's-
that they've been mowing for 25 years, but people before
I
they do.
don't think anyone is
No, not-
saying anything about mowing.
But so that's, the question is again, and we had, before that, we had exactly on that area, this is before anything was moved or cut, that's where the logs, they left them before, because this was getting all wet. So my question is, I'm willing to do whatever you guys want, even though pull up the application and leave it alone, don't cut any trees anymore, just to get this over. Because this is going beyond for us. If it was any wetland or any close to it,
But
we have zero interest of getting into the wetland area.
I understand that, but the state of Connecticut says we have to worry about everything that's 75 feet from the wetland.
And I got you.
Yes.
So on this grass, let's just suppose for the moment that yes, they are over here, on this area, completely.
What do you mean, assume they're there? Are they or
Let's
are they
just say
not?
They're not,
This is a
but let's just say,
hypothetical
let's say for a second that they are.
Then we would care about it.
But I already grassed that area.
It doesn't
I've been mowing
matter.
For 20
It
years.
doesn't-
But I'm just saying.
It do-
No
we
adverse
care.
possession on wetlands.
We care.
And you can't take it, the wetland aspect away from it.
I am not, but I'm just saying that.
It was, we're just saying it doesn't matter that you mow it or you have grass there. If it's in wetlands, it's in wetlands.
All right,
It doesn't matter if you have a swing set
Here's,
there.
here's what I want to do, right now. We can either wait until Laura comes back, or we can approve this to say there is no additional activity of any kind in the upland review area of this lot.
I
Before we
think
do
we
anything,
should,
why don't we look at the
I think
history?
Laura
There
should
was
look at
a
it.
penalty issue or?
That was on,
Not yet, there's no violation.
There
There's
wasn't a
no fees.
violation
There
earlier?
is a violation, but there's no
So what was the
fees.
violation?
The activity in the upland review area. And we
Okay.
were trying to get that activity documented.
Okay, do we have that activity relatively documented?
I don't know.
I think what we should do is, I wouldn't do anything else yet. I wouldn't remove silk fence, I wouldn't do anything, leave it alone. I think Laura should go out, and whatever her inspection yields, then we'll proceed. I don't think we should do anything tonight. It's too confusing,
Well-
what's going on.
I don't know, I'm kind of thinking a little bit further along. I think I'm willing to approve this application for no additional activity in the upland review area. This tree's going to stay.
just put
And-
it
and
right
you've
in
got-
them, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Well, no,
I'm
that-
honestly
I-
not comfortable until we talk to Laura, because of the back and
Yes,
forth
I
last
don't
time.
think we should
Okay.
even say that about that tree. If it's a dead tree, it could come down and cause damage.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
So
No,
let
this
Laura
is a
go
good
look at
conversation,
it.
so I don't have all the answers all the
No,
time.
let Laura look at it, and then whatever her recommendation, we'll proceed.
Well,
I just want to clarify one thing on your question. I'm not aware of any violations that we have. The only violation that we
It was a
were
potential violation.
was potential violation again. It was not this. We're here
yeah,
for
I don't think it
application.
actually got to a violation. I take that
We
back.
have, the violation was for something that we thought there was a pond in our property was actually.
Which that one was
Because I
rectified.
know you were not.
That was
here.
rectified. Okay.
The pond was, it was the drainage thing.
All right.
Just to clarify.
Just don't do anything until Laura takes a look.
No, it's going to be the commission, Dave, not Laura. If Laura does something, she'll do it for us, okay?
Okay, I
All right.
don't think they should do anything else on that piece
Well,
of property
when
until...
I stopped and spoke to Laura, we said that I agree that Johnson, my
No,
brother.
actually, there is a violation. I don't-
He should have moved all those, you shouldn't even leave those there, the stumps. And she said, as long as you don't go past the fence, with any machines or anything else, that's fine. So what are we doing is, we getting a guy with a truck to come with a crane, just pick up those without getting in there and get them out of there. It's worth it, because you know what, they were gonna leave it for him and the neighbor to cut, but they're not gonna use it for 20 years. We doesn't wanna see us anyway for 20 years. So that's what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove those without even getting to that area whatsoever. And then, yes, we wait for Laura for an inspection, I guess, and then I'll talk to Laura, you guys talk to her as well.
So I think for now, whatever's not in the upland review area, they can clear.
Of course,
Right?
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
yeah.
So the only issue we're talking about here is the approval of the one tree that's already down and the removal of the tree that's still in there.
Okay, because you're not, in the upland review area, it's not 8 trees, it's 2 trees. Okay, so it's 2 trees in the upland review area, so that's not correct. So there's 2 trees in the upland review area. Now what, and there's gonna be no grading back there. No grading in the,
Zero.
so there's no
It's
grading.
already done, it's grass seeded, it's all above.
So it's all been done already, that's
all
why
been
there's
done
no
already.
grading.
Yeah, I mean, the pictures that are in that other folder.
That's why there is a violation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zal dat aan de consument hier?
You just have to get a permit, you can take it.
En dat gaat zo, hè.
That's okay. They will give it to us, but we have to let Laura look at it. I mean, they're the one who suggested actually that we should take that.
Okay, here's what we can do, okay? Here's what I think we can do. We can approve this map with the understanding that there will be no activity, no further activity in the upland review area. No more grading, no hauling out a stump, no hauling out brush or stumps that might be in this area. And that tree, for now, is going to stay. Okay? And that we will have Laura go out and I don't even think we need her to do anything. There will just be no, and there's silt fence out in here, you said?
This is the silt fence line, ma'am.
The red.
here.
Is it in the upland review area?
You can take, he doesn't need the silt fence. Are you gonna,
He wants to take it out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, you can take the silt fence out. Yeah.
I really don't think he should do anything until Laura looks at it.
She's looked at it, and I think we can solve this, because he's not gonna be doing any more activity there. He's gonna stop. He's no more grading, no more grass.
I don't like that dead tree, though. I think Laura,
If that tree is really dead, you can come back and we'll talk about that tree, but for
Right.
tonight, it's gonna stay.
My only concern is, yes, she's looked at it, but what this gentleman is saying and what Laura was saying seem to be 2 different things.
Well, they are, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
He can
exactly.
leave, he can, whatever logs are in there, he doesn't have to skid them out. He's not gonna, he's just gonna leave them there. If there's any logs in these areas, they are not gonna be skidded out. They're gonna stay. If he's got logs in this upland review area, they stay,
We're not touching anything in there.
right? There's no more grass seed, there's no more grading.
That's for sure. Again, like I said, we didn't even touch that there because it's right over here. That's where it was, this side of the fence. So we're not even near that area.
And then we'll have Laura go out and inspect it.
Okay.
Okay? And that she can confirm that, she can confirm where that pile is if she wishes. But that's on the outside of the upland review area. Here's what you're gonna do, though. I want you to stake this, okay? I want you to measure from here to here on your property when she comes out. I want you to stake this area. Put some like, those like reflective markers that you can get?
But we have, we'll put little flags.
A little flag. Put some flags here, halfway, here, and over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 flags, so that she can see where you believe the 75-foot line is, okay? And then we'll know for sure that these logs are over here or they're over there. And if she, after her inspection, if she comes out and says, look, it's a little different, then we'll look at it again. But I think for now, we can approve this to deal with this violation. No more activity in this upland review area. No grading, no grass seed. That tree stays, no stumping. Whatever logs are there, stay.
You got it. We're okay with
And then we'll have Laura, and that the property owner will provide 4, make it 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I don't know exactly how big this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markers or flags to identify where the property owner believes the upland review area is, and Laura will come out and inspect that. All right? All right, so I'll make a motion to approve W-24-62 for Hidden Brook Drive as partially described on a Town of Brookfield GIS map with a received date of October 21st, 2024, which notes the property owner's identification of the 75-foot upland review area. This approval this approval does not allow the property owner to take down any additional trees in that upland review area, to not do any additional grading in that upland review area, to not remove any additional logs in that upland review area, that the property owner will find either some reflective markers like snow markers or flags and will identify the property owner's line for this upland review area. He will place 5 or more identifiers, and he will get that done by November 15th. He'll get that done by November 15th, and then we'll request that the Inland Wetlands Enforcement Officer come to the property and confirm that the logs that she is interested in are indeed on the non-upland review area side.
Okay.
Okay? All right? Did I miss anything? And until then, until the wetlands officer agrees with the line and the logs, the silt fence will remain. Once she approves or agrees, the silt fence can then be removed. Okay? What's that?
No, my brother was saying it's all grass, it's seed, there's nothing, it's between the grass and the grass, because they have to go on the other side and cut the grass. That's what my brother was saying.
Well,
Because
you
it's
didn't.
that area of the grass, but I'm okay with that. Until nothing is growing.
It's not growing anywhere right now.
You're good.
Not growing anything right now anyways. Okay, that's my motion.
I'll second.
Seconds? I know you don't like it, but I think
No,
it's the right
I-
thing to do.
No, sorry.
I know, it's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. You get to say no.
No, it just doesn't, sorry.
Okay, no,
Sorry,
it's no
guys.
problem.
You helped me on the imaginary pond, so that's.
No, I'm
All right.
not being tough or anything, I just have a very unclear picture of this.
Okay, any additional discussion? All right, all those in favor? Aye.
I'm going to abstain.
One abstention? Okay, so motion carries 3-0 to 1.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. 2 Maple Tree Road. All right.
So this is the one we were gonna move a shed,
Yes.
and then they'll put another one next to it?
Right.
Correct. So I had the soil scientist out, he gave me a report, which I submitted.
I see that. Okey-doke.
He indicated there's no wetlands where the sheds exist.
All right, we'll just go ahead and take a look at it real quick.
Okay, so I've got this.
Could I get your name really quick?
John Garizio,
All right.
2 Maple Tree Road.
Okay, so I've got this new map, 2 Maple Tree Road. This is not his, I see his report, soil report.
Right, and that's part of his report, is that map.
Okay.
It's what he called a sketch map or something, or said that would be adequate for this discussion.
Definitions, methods, site. Small portion of wetlands extended into the lawn is indicated by the sketch map. The existing shed was definitely outside of the wetland area. Terrific news. Okay, that is very good news. So, let's take a look at his map.
And that's where he wants to put the new shed, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
Right, so, so here's his map. And where's the shed? There's the shed, right there. Okay, so the existing shed is out of the, so let's see, these are his wetland flags, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you wanted to put one shed over here?
Right, so this existing shed is just gonna turn and come on
To the other side of
right
the
there to
fence.
the other side of the fence.
And you want
the
another
new one-
shed too, right?
The new one's gonna go right there.
So there's, so this is,
That's the existing shed.
That's getting
this is the one I-
relocated and
this is the
rotated.
one I want to approve. This is what I want to approve. Okay, so where's the new one gonna go? This one
It's
is gonna go over
replace-
here.
yeah, It's gonna
Yeah.
go, yep. It's gonna rotate 90 degrees.
That's gonna go, it's gonna like pivot on this point here.
Yep.
And rotate, and then the new one's gonna go right where the existing one was.
Somebody had a Sharpie. There we go. All right, so this is you're gonna have a shed here,
Correct.
and you're gonna have a shed here.
Correct.
You're gonna have 2 sheds, number 1
Yep.
and number 2. And they're gonna be outside of okay. The only thing I think we're gonna talk about is, I want this shed 5 feet from that flag 10. Can you do that?
Easily,
Okay,
because it's about 15 feet away from the shed now.
okay, so, all
Makes it
right.
easier to get 5 feet away.
Yeah, at least
Especially
5,
the
yeah,
New
5.
shed's only 4 feet, like, bigger, or longer than the existing.
All right, well, that's really good news. So that's really good news. So you see, this is the little creek and the wetlands do extend, right? That's that what, I think that's,
It surprised me to see this extension.
yeah. Yeah,
I didn't care so much anything back here, we never go back there.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that little bit, even though I've been mowing it for 25 years.
yeah,
But
if
to your
you,
point, it is what it is.
it is what it is. Again, you get to continue to mow, if you want to do something good for Mother Nature and improve stormwater management and water quality, stop mowing. But that's your that's your call, okay? That's your call.
I'll have to see
If
if
this
he
was,
charges me any less.
what's that?
I'll have to see if the landscaper charges me any less.
Well,
No, they-
whatever, but just,
won't.
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, you've been mowing it, so, I guess I can't ask you not to mow it, but I can ask you to consider stop mowing that, because if you do, Mother Nature, like I said, you'll just do a better job of water quality management there. But that's your consideration. Okay. I'm satisfied, so thanks for that. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
He was a character.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him, though. It was
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so cool. That is very cool. That is so cool.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
was able to give you that.
All right, so I can't remember. These are just going to be on gravel foundations? You wrote up something there, right?
Yep. We're gonna just bring in-
Okay, so we're going to incorporate
we're
this
gonna extend
construction.
the existing pad to encompass the larger size shed and then put the new one inside.
Okay.
They're gonna bring it in on a small track Bobcat from the driveway.
From the driveway.
Yeah, there are, again, just for your, since you learn more, maybe he mentioned that to you, you can, like I said, there are plants more suited to wetland soils. There are things, you can go to like Yukon or Deep, and they can give you plants that actually attract like butterflies and bees and things like that like wet feet, so rather than just mow that, you can consider putting some plants in there that like wet feet and can be, a pollinator little area.
Don't
So,
tell my wife that.
yeah.
I can't get rid of the dandelions because of the bees, and let alone
That's their early food. That's all they get. People rip them up, but that's the only food bees get. And then they say, where are the bees? Well, you took the food away. So,
They're all over at my house.
okay. I love them. All right. Let me do it? I'll do it. I'll make a motion then in the matter of W-24-63, 2 Maple Tree Road, to approve the application for the relocation of Shed 1 to an area outside the upland, what's within the upland review area, and installation of Shed 2, which no shed will be installed, no shed will be installed closer than 5 feet from the wetlands boundaries as defined on a map called 2 Maple Tree Road, Brookfield, which was done by Stephen Danzer, PhD, and has a date, which has our received date stamp of October 28th, 2022, and it also incorporate the construction sequence, which was received September 9th, 2024, with all the usual stipulations. Again, since there's just some gravel. Do we need a silt fence?
I don't think so, really, if they're just adding gravel, correct?
There's a small rock wall that's right here.
Okay.
It's about 2 feet, a foot and a half high.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we need silt fence. All right, again, with all the usual stipulations. Someone second that for me?
I'll second.
Okay, Dave seconds. All those, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, you're all set.
Oh, did you want to include usual stipulations?
I think, did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
Did I?
good.
Okay. Well, thanks for checking though, Dave.
Why not?
Why not?
That was my brain.
Yes.
Okay, so you're all set. You're gonna get a letter.
Okay.
Follow up, give them a couple weeks, a week or two before you get the letter, but you're all set.
Will that go, will the process start up again? Because it was on hold. So then it goes, I think, next to zoning, and then I'll get the permit.
It doesn't automatically go anywhere. From here, it goes, wetland, zoning may want to see this, but it doesn't automatically go anyplace.
Well, as far as the sequence of to get to the building, I need the building permit before they'll.
I think to get the building permit, they're gonna be interested in what we just approved, and they will probably be interested in what zoning says too. Yeah. So, did I answer your question?
I think so. Or I'll call it.
Yeah,
to find out.
I tried.
The only reason I ask is 5 to 0 week lead time to get the shed, and obviously it's cold, so.
Yeah.
you know, they don't install it.
I don't know. Talk to Fran. I said, you'll have to get on their schedule. Because I think both of them need a checkbox before you get the building permit.
I believe so.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right, finally. 11A Cross Road.
Did you want to table that?
Yeah, we're
He
gonna
wanted to table that
Yeah.
one. I see that little note, incomplete application. Alrighty, so we'll make a motion to continue 11A Cross Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting. 5 Cherry Lane.
Oh, do we need a second?
Oh, yes,
Second.
we do need a second, and we need a vote on it, too. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you, Cassandra. Okay, 5 Cherry Lane.
Roger Chapman.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at this application. Disturbed wetland area, 0. Good. Wetlands, about .36 acres, .36 acres, I think, right? .36 acres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Okay, yep.
done in the office.
Yeah, disturbed linear feet of water color, 0. Disturbed upland review area, that's probably the size of the propane tanks. Okay, this is a map we have. Does it show, does this look familiar?
This is property.
Okay, so this is the property. Is there a house?
Only in the wetlands.
It's completely in the
Oh.
wetlands at this point.
Well, again, I don't know how much you grasped. These maps are, these are from the state of Connecticut, and they are directionally correct for where wetlands are. But they're not accurate to the inch. Okay, and you may have heard there was one before when they said, oh, they weren't there. Again, they're not accurate to the inch. So your home is this is your home?
Yes.
Okay. House? Where are the propane tanks?
Somewhere in there is this map as well. Propane tank's gonna go right on the
Next
back
page.
corner.
So the propane tanks are going back there, so they're gonna be right back here, if I'm understanding this correctly, right?
That way on the other side.
On the back end of the house?
Um,
Or on the side of the house
completely
here?
off the house. Like, that's that map, right?
Mhm.
They going right past the house.
So you're gonna be right here,
Yes,
roughly?
yes. Well, no, behind the house,
Yeah.
behind the house.
Oh, okay, so behind the house, you got two standing tanks right
Yeah.
here. You got my Sharpie?
Probably, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Two standing tanks.
So you got two standing tanks going like right here and here.
Yeah.
Right here,
Behind the house, so a little bit further back.
right there and there.
Yeah.
Crap. So propane tanks. And these are just sitting on the ground, right? Are they, is he putting a pad there or anything?
There is some river rock there.
I'm sure there's river rock there now?
Yes.
Okay. And they're just going on the rocks? You got a trench to get the gas into the house?
We are close enough to the house that we don't need to trench. It's going to go right across.
What does right across mean? Is it gonna be up in the air, no
Gonna
trenching?
jump from one to
Further
the other
away
and
from
then,
the
yeah.
house.
Ah, wow. So they're just gonna pop in so no trenching?
No trenching.
And there's no additional foundations?
More material.
Additional foundation material?
No fencing around it or anything?
Just in the application, what size tanks they are?
100 gallon.
100, so two 100 gallons?
Yep.
Okay.
It's better, please.
All right, well, these are propane tanks. I mean, this is, for me, I want to be sure I'm being consistent from sheds versus, propane tanks.
Yes.
Okay, well, again, we can't, the state of Connecticut gives us, asks us to give 2 weeks, at least two, we can't approve it tonight because it's new business.
Okay.
Okay, so we got to wait at least 2 weeks. Now, the challenge is, they decided to put Veterans Day on a Monday. So we won't be meeting on the second Monday because they're going to have Veterans Day. So we're not meeting again, as you probably heard, until November. So the point is, we can't approve it until November 25th, till we come back. I think I'm going to be all right. I think a propane tank is a little bit different than 500 feet of shed.
It's a big difference.
It's like there's a big difference.
So you don't have any propane right now?
We're
for
operating
oil.
from fuel oil, which is in the basement.
A truck is going to have to come to refill each of the propane tanks.
Only into the driveway.
Yeah. No, they probably won't even go in the driveway. They'll go in the circle and drag the hose across the lawn.
Right, it's 15 feet from the oil fill right now.
Okay.
It's on the far side of where these wetlands are. I mean, the sheds there was some evidence that there was those wetlands, even on the map, were a lot closer.
Yes.
So this is on the far side. So I think I'm feeling better, that this is going to be okay.
Yes.
It's way different than, like I said, 500, 600 square feet of shit.
And like I was mentioned to Dave's point, they're either parking there to fill, or they're gonna go right there and they're gonna just
Yeah.
come right across with the line.
Yeah, that's,
They
good.
usually
I don't,
go up to the end of the street.
on that I'm not too worried about. Okay.
Ha-
I
having
think,
seen them do that once or
Requesting
twice.
soil samples?
Huh?
Not gonna be requesting soil
That's what I
samples?
think, that's what I'm talking to myself about and talking to you guys. I think it's a different situation, like I said, than two
Yeah.
big sheds. And
Oh,
again, where it
no,
turns
it
out.
is a different situation.
Yeah,
If they're not gonna put any gravel down.
that's what I'm saying. There's no gravel, there's no trenching.
Yep. The stuff's
That's
already
why,
there.
yeah, there's no gravel, there's no trenching.
What's the gravel there for?
Operation.
It's probably just foundation stuff, right?
There's river rock from.
On the foundation
Home
stuff,
Depot.
yeah. All right, do me a
Well, two
favor.
propane tanks are also much smaller than a shed.
Yeah, do me a favor, these are just, I just put the note here that says going to be no trenching and no foundation material. Just initial that, would you? Because that's going to be in the approval, I think. All right, so we all get to think about it,
Okay.
but right at this moment, you got river stones, right? You're going to add some.
No, they're there.
Well, this says add, so we're going to take this out, right?
Yep.
Okay, one more initial here. Okay. Okay. I think you're gonna be all right. All
I
right.
don't see an issue.
But again, the state of Connecticut says we gotta wait 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in November turns into 4.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can't do anything until.
You can't, I'm
Right.
sorry to say, you can't, yeah.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right, I'll make a
Thank you.
motion to continue 5 Cherry Lane to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Dave seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Okey dokey.
I'm just curious, how
4
often are you going to have to
Mayflower
get
Drive.
those
4
propane
Mayflower Drive?
tanks filled in the winter?
I have no idea.
What are you guys here for? Oh, we're gonna do that right now.
I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see. I mean,
Depends on the BTU heat.
high efficiency, but we'll see. All right, thanks.
I know you won't believe this, but it is unusual to be here this late. Name and,
Oh, there's leather in there, huh?
okay. All right, Garrett, let's take a look at the application here. Okay, total acreage on the property is .9. Disturbed wetland area is 1,000 square feet. Total wetland area on the property is 100%. And this is replace a septic tank and install wastewater treatment system. I assume it's failed? David, is it new or?
The tank, so the house has a water softener currently. Saltwater discharge has been going into the septic system for years. So the salt has eaten up the concrete, so the tank's no longer good. It's going to collapse.
Okay,
All right, since January 1 of 2018, the public health code changed all water softeners are not allowed to be in the septic system any longer. It's going to wastewater treatment system.
yeah, good thing all the water in Brookfield is really good and nobody else, not very many people have them, right? Okay, so this is the map we've got. Is this the right map?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
And this is the existing tank?
The existing tank is just a little bit closer to the porch right there. We have to just move it a little bit. We need at least 5 feet from the deck.
Okay, so you're gonna take out the tank. I'm sorry. Are you taking out the existing one or just a new one? You're gonna leave the existing tank? It doesn't,
We crush and fill them. We pump them out, and then we crush them down. And then we just fill it in place.
all right.
Excuse me.
What about the distribution box?
There's one D-box there that's decomposed, that we changed that to a plastic D-box.
Okay, so
So
you,
that's gonna stay, or it's gonna be replaced, but it's gonna be in the same location?
The D-box?
D-box.
There's nothing left to it. It's just dirt right now.
But
So
you-
is there gonna be a D-box?
Yes, we're gonna install one plastic D-box.
In a different place than where the
No,
other one
and
was?
that has to be in exactly the same
In
place.
the
That's
same
where the
spot.
refill is, yep.
okay, so there's really a step 3A, which is crush existing tank. I don't see that on yours construction. I don't see crush tank.
So let me see if there's any- Okay, I just put it as part of my installation.
So
you have to-
3A is crush existing tank in place?
Yep.
And there's a homeowner there now, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
She's selling the house, so the septic tank got picked up on the inspection.
How old is the house?
I believe it's 68, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it was all wetlands, I don't think it could be built now.
So the new tank is gonna be pretty much the same spot, just 5 feet away?
A little bit further out.
Yeah, just a little bit farther out, just to get it away from the deck, so it's code compliant. So this is the D-bus, this is the grand scheme of
Yeah.
what's there.
Yeah.
Okay, all the leach fields, this is the as-built drawing.
Yeah.
So that's the tank you have to replace, and this is the D-bus that has to get replaced.
And then the one other thing is the,
We're gonna install the wastewater system, and the reason why I have it there is because you have a tremendous amount of leaching area over here by the driveway,
yeah.
and then over here too, and I only have this little tiny place to work with.
Hmm.
That's it. Over here is the water course from the road drainage.
Okay. Okay. So I need you to initial this, crush existing tank, leave in place. Okay. Okay, so it can't be very exciting to be putting leach fields into wetland soils.
Were we talking about this road a couple months ago, Mayflower, with general issues with drainage? You know what it is at like the bottom of Wiskinger Road, almost halfway down the bottom?
Yeah, I was trying to think of where it is.
So if you were on, if you, the school was on your left, you're
Yeah.
coming down the hill.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay,
okay, yep.
You go past the
On the
school,
left-hand
past the
side.
church.
Yeah,
And when you come to Pocono Ridge, it's across from Pocono Ridge.
A
okay.
little further down, I believe. Not much.
Was there some other issue? I remember when the rains, we had the rains. Is there something else?
I'm sure you're right. No bells are going off, though.
Yeah.
Maybe they should, but they're not.
Mine are kind of rusted.
So you've got to dig, restore. So I'm just a little puzzled. I see you got to put a new tank. What's this wastewater system? Is that just the tank, or is there you got a new field?
The wastewater system is, are you familiar with compactors, the black half-round?
Yeah.
Drainage structures?
Okay.
So we installed 2 of them with a gravel base, and they're surrounded in gravel to do about 400 gallons in storage capacity, and that's what goes right there.
You got the town sanitarian's approval on this already, right?
Well, I filed my permit, he's just waiting on you guys. I filed 2 permits, one for a tank replacement and one for the wastewater treatment system.
You got to bring in sand here. You got to bring in different dirt, so you're not.
But I'm not doing the septic system.
Okay.
I'm only replacing 2 pieces of it.
All right, so what is this thing about install lawn on areas that had lawn?
Well, so when I go in there, I'm gonna make a little bit of a mess changing out the tank and the D-box. So I just restored the lawn to its condition that
Okay.
we found it.
So that doesn't have to change. So like my neighbor in the Shores had their septic replaced, and when it was all done, their yard was about 3 feet higher because it had to be. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean?
So the system, bottom of the system has to be 18 inches above restrictive soils, high groundwater, or modeling. All right, it has to be 48 inches above rock ledge. Typical septic system's 18 inches tall itself. So it pulls most of them up and out of the ground, roughly, 2 feet or so. Okay, we're not doing anything with the leaching system here. All we're doing is replacing the septic tank.
All right, so no
The leach
topographical
fields-
changes.
Everything's still, we're matching the exact same elevations, everything.
So Gary, on this map, is where, I'm just trying to orient here, this,
Gotta
so
rotate.
I gotta rotate it, right? The tank is,
Yeah, right here.
so this is the tank here.
Right there, roughly, yeah.
We're official.
This thing that's here
Yeah.
was the gentleman, he's deceased now, was his garden.
Okay.
That's where we're putting the wastewater treatment system.
All right, well, I assume you got all your perks, so, I mean, that's kind of funny, again, you wouldn't expect good perks in wetland soils, right? No, but did you, and then that's up to the town sanitarian. So, I mean, I think the reality is, you know, like I said, something was built in 1968, you gotta allow them to have a septic system. You can't say can't have a septic system in wetland soils, although, again, if it perks right, that are not normally wetland soils.
The deep hole data, it's all sand out there.
Yeah, well, I said, these are great maps that we get from the state, because it saves, you know, people get to decide whether they want to use that map or they want to get an accurate understanding of where the soils are, which is the soil scientist. So they've decided to go this way, so it happens to be wetland soils. They have to put the tank in. It's got to be the way the town says it's got to be. So, and we have a tradition that we don't make septic systems wait 2 weeks.
Right.
We don't do that. Because we certainly wouldn't do it if it's an emergency, so we don't make the people that do it correctly wait.
Is the house sold?
Yes,
Okay.
it's closing right around your next meeting.
Sounds about right.
And I'm assuming it's contingent too.
All right. All right, I think the right thing to do here is, like I said, because it's very likely that this map isn't correct, that this is the wetland soils
Right.
here.
And you're just doing a tank swap out and a D-box swap, correct? Or a new
And-
tank in, crushing the old tank and a D-box swap.
Putting the box in and putting in a wastewater system.
Garrett,
because the
what-
water softener can't go into the tank any longer.
Again, if you walk this property, what does the corner of that property look like? You know, over here. Here's the driveway on this far left-hand
Well,
side.
down
What's it
here,
look like?
This is a pipe from the town road drainage right here.
Oh,
It spills
Lord.
off into a drainage gully down in the back corner over there.
And is it grass all the way
It's
to
all-
here?
All along. Here's the map of what's actually out there. This is the original as-built, when the house was built.
Yeah.
So there's the pipe I was talking about, the drainage
That's the
over
front door
there.
or the back?
This is all septic,
the
this is
back,
all
yeah.
perfectly flat lawn back here.
Huh.
There's 2 septic areas. There's the tanks.
Is there a rock wall before that? At the
Where?
bottom, in the back?
This-
Back here?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I think so. It's all overgrown right now.
Are there,
Hard to see.
Okay.
this would show the state when they took a photograph that there's a tree line here. Are there trees in here? Or is
There
it
is
just?
all along here there is.
What about in here?
Yeah.
Is there trees over here?
No.
This is all grass.
But over in
Where
here,
it drops down into the swale, there is some trees.
and you're not having to take any trees
We're not
out?
doing anything right here. We're just working in this one little area right here.
All right, I don't think I was thinking about, you know, is there anything we could do to help the new property owner?
So here's the
Yeah,
garden.
yeah.
This is
Oh,
all
yeah.
grass.
Yeah.
I think those are shadows. There's some trees in the front, but I think these are shadows mostly.
So the only thing that we could do, right, to help the new property owner, that we could conceivably, right, just say like,
Welcome basket?
yeah, no, what is this, is this the west side or north side? West
That would
side?
be the south side. Oh, this is the
This-
west
this
side.
There's a
That's the
arrow
west.
right
This
there.
way, this is the south side?
Well,
No,
It is
the west side,
Yeah.
duh.
Yeah.
It's the west side. The only thing we could do, just to help them, is to say, look, we could approve this tonight, and with another stipulation that no tree cutting on the south and west side of the property will be permitted without an additional permit. We could do something like that to just help them note that they may have some more wetlands in there, okay? There may be more wetlands in here than we're seeing, and if we protect the trees, then that protects, that protects the wetlands, okay?
Agreed.
All right?
Yep, I'm good.
You're good?
Yep.
All right. Okay,
Are we
then.
allowed to approve this now? Or?
Yeah, well, we
Oh,
can.
yes, it's
We
just-
can. I mean, here, what would happen is people could object, and I think I think I would stand on the fact, look, people come in here sometimes saying, hey, we have not paid attention to the septic system for 75 years, and now it's busted, and it's a mess, and we gotta do it tomorrow. So we don't want, that would be an emergency situation. So we always approve those. I mean, nobody's gonna, lose in court with the judge.
Just mean for process purposes. for this
Yeah, but
commission.
but what we've done traditionally is, why give the people that have an emergency situation, why make the people that did it correctly wait? right? Why not treat the people that are doing it correctly, give them the same consideration of the people that didn't?
Right.
So we'll sort of give them a, emergency approval here. We won't say emergency
Over all the years
approval.
I've been doing this, they've always approved it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I said, why, people who did the right thing, why make them wait?
When you've got a septic tank that's, structurally compromised like that, and it is a danger.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's try this. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the application W-24-75 for Mayflower Drive for the installation of a septic, a septic system as described on a
waste.
map.
Septic
Wait, hang on. As described on a map called Exhibit 3, received October 22nd, and incorporating the construction sequence called Exhibit 4, received October 22nd, 24, making note that we have added crushed existing tank, leave in place, and that the existing tree line on the south and west side of the property to remain uncut, with all the other usual stipulations. So what did I forget?
Nothing. You're
Good.
good. I'll
The
second.
wastewater
Yeah.
treatment system.
Yeah, you
Wastewater
did forget
treatment.
wastewater.
Oh, excuse me, and add septic system and wastewater.
Yes.
Oh, septic tank and wastewater
Yes.
system.
That's where I thought you were going, because of the way
That's
you were
where I
directed.
was going.
That's what I thought he was saying.
What's,
too.
to me, it's the same, maybe not, I guess.
No,
not.
it's a separate thing for the water softener. Because they can't go into the septic anymore.
And
Years
wastewater.
ago, they did.
Okay, all right, so
So
we,
got a lot of work now changing that.
yeah, so did we
sure.
get that, did we get that corrected, Cassandra? It's a septic tank and a wastewater system?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Dave seconded.
Yep.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right. You're done.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Good luck.
Okay, so last, but certainly not least, 9 Cove Road.
We have a little show and tell for you today.
What's that? So-
There's a show and tell.
Oh, good. Well, we'll try and keep it easy on you. So again, for those who are showing and telling, Cassandra needs your name and address, please. Okay, stamp this and we'll get our file. Before you do your showing and telling, let me just get our, oh. Dave, fix that, would you?
Yes.
Fix that, would you? Get it out of there.
Fix that.
Fix that, get that thing out of there.
It's around the
How
corner.
do you spell Jackie? Like,
I gotta go back up the Long Meadow from my house.
I've seen it with a
and
Q,
back
so
on.
just like making sure.
It's on the end of Hopper.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Nothing to fix really, but
Okay, well,
there you go.
nine
There's a couple
Cove
of
Road.
Mary Benz, and she's
A lot more wood from
an
the property
ownership.
side. I have clear skis, I could once or
And what'd you
twice.
say your title was again? I'm sorry. Landscape designer. Okay. Perfect, thank you so much.
Gee, I can't imagine why they want to put that new cell phone tower in. Did I say that out loud?
All right, give me 1 second, let's just take a look at your application here.
Barely, I'm in North Stanford,
Yeah, you're not giving North Stanford.
and then I go right into Townsend, South Salem.
Well, that area, I can see not getting any.
Okay, 1.88 acres, 0 disturbed wetland area. There's about 5,500 square feet of wetlands. Disturbed linear feet of watercourse is 1 foot?
0 linear feet.
0 linear feet, so 0, okay. Thank you. Disturbed upland review, 18,000 square feet, all right, okay. Okay, so we've got this map, is this map, that map?
1.0?
Yeah, L 1.0?
Yes.
Okay. So where are the wetlands? Is that the,
So
the green here is the wetland, and then this is the stream. And then this is Lake Willow North.
Okay, so are these wetlands flagged?
Yes, they are flagged. We've had a soil scientist come out, and I'm sure this is in their packet somewhere, but you can also just
Yes.
keep this on. Yes, they were flagged, and then the surveyor came up and picked up the flags and put them on the survey.
Okay, so let me see if I can find the flags on this map. Because this is the one you want to approve, right? It's a lot of trees on here, that's really nice. Where are the wetlands flags? Here's the wetland, oh, here we go.
Tiny.
I see them, it's tiny little writing. Existing wetland. Can you help me? Where are they here on this map? Oh dear, I know, it's usually not too far away.
Okay, let's see here.
Is it upside down?
Wetlands are here, going along.
Usually I'm looking for a line that has numbers on it, like a flag number.
Yeah, they're so tiny. See, that's a 10 right there. And then there's a 38 with a triangle, and then a 37 with a triangle, and then I think that's a 36
on
with a
this map
triangle, a 35 with a triangle.
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
Here.
You can look at the big one too. If you want.
Yeah, I can, but eventually we're gonna sign this one.
Okay.
Okay, so we want this one to have the comprehensive truth.
Let's see here. Oh, forgive my penmanship. Let's see, and then we go this way, and then we go, so I just do this, and then we go this way, and then we go this way. There we go, and then it goes off the property line right
And there's
there.
one down here too,
And then,
right?
Yep, there's one over here. Let's see here, so it's,
Ah, okay, there, see?
there we go.
All is revealed, there we go.
Yeah, there
It's
we
tough
go.
when it's drawn on a D-size sheet of
Yeah.
paper and then shrunk down.
Here we go, and here we go. There we go.
All right, so this is the other wetland.
Yeah, right.
That belongs in there, by the way. Okay, so this is a creek, so this has a 75-foot buffer, and the creek has 100. So tell us what you're doing here.
So, let's start at the beginning. So, because the entire property is basically within a wetland setback, starting here, we're gonna have an anti-tracking pad for the driveway. We are kind of relocating the driveway, so what we're doing here, this red line, I don't know if you can see it from back there. This is the existing driveway, which we're removing, and that will just become, open lawn space. And then we're to capture the runoff from the driveway, because it is kind of all pushing that way. We're proposing to do riprap here, so we'll catch the water and then dissipate it. And then we'll be doing maybe tucking a few planting pockets in there as well, wetland friendly.
So this map here has got a driveway. This is the to-be driveway, right?
That's existing.
Where's the map that has the to-be?
That has both.
It's there.
If you look, so see this red line here, and then this red line there, that's existing, and so this is proposed right here, and then this line is proposed.
All right.
Lots of colors.
Well, we might, okay, so the new driveway is where? It comes in, right?
Yep, that's all there. I draw that.
The new driveway.
New driveway, yep.
That's existing, right?
Well, this is.
Existing and proposed are the same for most of the
Existing
driveway.
proposed are the same, so really it's just this little sliver here is proposed.
Okay.
And then we're cutting back driveway, so that's existing, and we're just pushing it back further back. So this will just be lawn now, as opposed to driveway.
Okay, and this is the riprap you're talking about
That's
to
the
deal
riprap.
with these,
With the runoff.
with the
yep.
runoff from the drive?
Yes.
It's currently asphalt, like an asphalt channel, and so we want to remove the asphalt and then add riprap.
So the existing driveway was here is coming out? Am I?
No, it says maintain existing drainage path, so I think this part of the drive
That's
stays.
staying, yeah, exactly.
There's a little cutout they're gonna make over here.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's where the asphalt is, it's becoming riprap?
Yeah, it's becoming grass and riprap, yep. Correct.
So what's the elevation from this riprap down to this little stream here?
It's,
What's the elevation around that stream?
let's see.
Right where the riprap is?
228, and then the stream's at
226 and then 224.
it's about 2 to 4 feet of grade
Depending
change.
how you-
So I'm trying to see, the topos here kind of go this way. The topos go this way, so this water is going to go this way. It's not going to go that way, right? It's not going to go into the into this little creek. It's going to go this way. I think that's CD topos there.
Yeah, they didn't pick it up well in the survey, but it's going, sort of channels right into the stream.
Okay, and you think riprap's the best idea as opposed to something like a little rain garden or something?
We would be open, we could do a rain garden as well.
Might be easier for them to maintain.
Yeah.
That's the problem with riprap. It gets full of weeds and it's like a nuisance. You know, but something like a little rain garden would be easier to maintain for them. Okay, let's think about that. What else?
So that's, and then in the.
Only because that's right next to the water course. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about, so.
Yeah, we were trying to improve it, but yeah, we could
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
make that one rain garden.
And then the only, that front walkway that's existing. And then the only other thing that is, I don't even wanna say changing the front, but there's already kind of an existing swale, so what we'll be doing is just improving the swale to catch a bit more water. And then again, it will dissipate around the house instead. Right now, it's coming here and, you know, if you have to do, or when you do a walk through the site, you'll see just runoff, soil, rocks everywhere. So we're really just channeling that to come around.
Say that again. What's happening today? The water's,
There's a lot of runoff from, I
it's
mean.
because this is down from the road, right?
It seems like there's water, and it sort of comes here in swales, and then it's captured here, and it comes down this way, and then it captures here, and then comes down this way. So just based on the storms we've been having, there's been quite a bit of runoff.
And so what we want to do is create an actual channel, swale.
Like a gentle vegetated swale,
Yeah.
just to sort of.
Okay, now, I am not seeing swale on this map.
Oh,
that-
that is this blue guy right here, and it just keys into the legend, but this
Ah.
one with the arrows right here.
Is there, is this your map?
Yes.
Is there a way to take one of the layers off, to take the, some of these tree layers off? Is that a way for you guys to do that, maybe?
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, we could take the.
And then that would maybe highlight, we'd be glad to have this, but it would be easier to
Be able to see the
understand the
lines.
topos here, and what you mean from the swales. And what is this thing? Is that is that something new, a rock garden or something?
No, that is existing, so it's a few big boulders with just shrubs around it.
Okay.
It's like grasses and some evergreen trees, that's staying.
Okay, I'm just thinking if you took out some of these trees, it might be easier to understand this swale. And what, are we gonna bring a bulldozer in and grade it out, or?
Maybe a small machine, or it could be done by hand. It's not a huge amount of work, because the water already found its path. It just has to be stabilized and softened.
Okay, so you got some swale that's going in here, and it's taking the water just around the house
Yeah.
into the lake?
It dissipates much sooner than the lake. It dissipates just into the woodlands, so there's no one direct path. It sort of channels and it's a little bit silty and then it just dissipates. So we liked how it sort of disappeared into the woods.
Okay, so this drainage swale you've got on your map is just one little blue line.
Yes.
What is it, like 1 foot? What
So
is
there's a
that?
detail right there that kind of
So this
shows,
is the
yeah.
swale, so it's 2 feet wide and whatever, a half foot deep?
No, I don't actually. Remember.
All right, and it goes all the way this way. Okay, what else?
So that's kind of everything in the front, or we can talk about tree removal in the front.
Yeah, you're taking out trees?
So we have, in total on the entire site, again, the entire site is basically regulated. There's 40 trees, and every tree is either in decline or in danger of falling or dead or falling on the house. And then specifically in this wetland, there are 6 dead or declining trees that we are proposing to take out.
Sharon, if you want to take some layers off the map, so you
Yeah.
can see some of the stuff better, I would have them leave the red X's in.
Yeah.
It shows where all the trees are.
Yeah,
Planning
maybe-
to take trees out.
Maybe make the tree symbol just
Or maybe the
smaller.
trees-
Well, I mean, you could probably take out most of the circles, just leave the red X's.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That'll declutter it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just hard to read with all your layers printed.
And you saw the enlargement as well, yes, in that sheet.
Again, we've got to get one map so that, you know, when they come out, when you're done, we say, oh, everybody did what you thought was going to happen.
An enlargement, for the rear terrace, yeah.
I mean, we have that. We have that map,
Yeah.
so.
Get you guys bigger copies too.
So yeah, that's everything in the front, and then going to the back. Right now, there's an existing deck, it's in pretty poor condition.
Let me do this way. Can we go this way? You've got the description here. The portion of the eastern driveway will be removed and replaced with riprap. We got that. Then you've got this, the driveway's gonna be realigned for parking. Then you got a proposed shed.
Yes.
Where's that?
So that is tucked right in here, across from this walkway, just about in between two trees.
Where is the foundation for the shed described someplace?
The foundation will just be down.
Is that described someplace? Add that to your, there's your first homework, right? Add that to your construction sequence, right? Foundation for the shed will be gravel, approximately X by Y, X inches or Z inches deep. Okay.
And so that's just a firewood shed.
Okay. The existing rear deck is in poor condition and will be removed?
Yes.
So you're taking the deck out and you're putting a stone terrace in?
Yes.
Same size?
You know, the deck is a bit funky shaped, so we're just squaring it off, but roughly in the same location. We're pushing it out, maybe I want to say 2 feet.
Okay, and then you got steps?
Yes.
You're gonna add some steps?
Yep.
Then you got at the rear basement walkout, a small stone terrace?
Yep, so we're proposing, so there's an above-ground spa there now, we're taking that out and putting another.
And where's that again?
Right in here.
Yeah.
And then we're putting in a new above-ground spa.
Okay. And then you've got another proposed lake storage shed? Another
Yes,
shed?
that is over here. So that would also be on gravel, so again.
Okay, so just add that to your,
Yes.
okay. And then you've got the existing failing railroad tie steps to the lake?
Yep, so that's this red all down here. They're in pretty poor condition, so what we're doing is mostly staying within where they were, and then
Mhm.
just realigning the steps to align to where our new steps are up here.
Okay.
With stone steps.
All right, I didn't read in any of this stuff here, maybe I missed it, that you want, that the application has removed trees.
Yes, that was.
It's not in here.
The
It's not in this little description.
And that, let's see here.
At least I'm not seeing it. Yep. So how many, so that's your, another homework project. How many trees are you taking out? You
So
want
it's,
all these X's?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
Roughly 40?
But only 6 within the actual wetland, but 40 because the entire property is regulated area.
All right, I'm not excited about taking, I'm not excited about taking trees out of wetlands.
So the only ones that we're removing are dead or in decline.
Nevertheless, I'm not excited about it because they provide habitat for animals that live in wetlands.
Mhm.
So I'm not excited about that. You've got one, so it looks like a couple maples and a couple hemlocks.
Yes.
How tall are they? Do you know? Off the top of your head, like these guys over here? You got-
I don't want to guess.
Okay.
From my memory, the hemlocks were like mostly just a little bit of green on top, you know, maybe 15.
Yeah, 15,
nevertheless, dead trees provide habitat, you know, and when they fall down and they decompose, they return nutrition back to wetland soils. So that's one of the reasons that I'm not excited about taking out trees out of wetlands. Mother Nature does what Mother Nature does, even though she probably did not anticipate woolly adelgid around here.
Depending on the tree cover, the hemlocks quite often don't have that much greenery toward the bottom because it's not as light.
Because they don't get enough light. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just, I have them on my property and the green is all on the top. It's
Exactly,
all
same
just,
here.
it's, right, that's because they don't get enough light. So that's just how they are. Are they planning to replace any?
Yeah, we are planning to do a layer of planting, and if we are, we plan on not disturbing the wetland as much as we can, but if we do, we plan on throwing down a native wetland-friendly seed mix wherever there's any, wherever it needs to be mitigated.
But not replacing trees.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah,
one.
maybe you
Here's
should
one of the
think about
challenges.
that.
Here's one of the challenges I'll give you with that. Like I said, wetlands right now. These wetlands are protected. They're shaded by all those trees. If you take them all down, this is another reason that I'm not excited about taking out trees in very close to the wetlands or in the wetlands. You're going to expose those wetlands to sun. That's a wooded wetland. You said you had a wetland soil scientist. Do we have that report? You said you had somebody go out there and flag them?
Yeah, so this is all we have from him. So he flagged them, and then the surveyor went and picked up the flags.
Okay, sometimes the wetland soil scientist will describe those
Yeah.
wetlands, whether palestrin or otherwise.
Just have that.
Okay, all right, but that's another reason that I'm not excited about taking them out, because I said, if you start turning that into like I said, that's a wooded wetland right now. Whatever is in there is wooded, so I'm not interested in changing that. That can destroy those wetlands.
We can discuss with the client and see if they're, they're okay with keeping the trees in the wetlands.
Well, you can share with them at least how I feel. You got 3 others here, but that's. Could we just get your name and address?
Oh, I got that one.
Oh, you do? Okay, so yes.
I mean, the client loves trees.
Yeah.
Right, especially. So is it something where we can remove the ones that are in danger of falling on the house within the terrace with the ones that we know are healthy? Would that be something that, like quantity-wise, is that something?
Yeah, in general, but it looks like those trees in the wetlands are nowhere near the house.
Yeah, I think we're talking right now about the ones in the wetlands, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the ones in the wetlands. And the ones, like I said, you've got 2 or 3 that are just adjacent. You got this one right here, that one right here you want to take out, and then this one. And then there's a hemlock over here, and then you got a couple. The ones that are, say 30 feet within that yellow line, I'm not excited about having you take out.
Sharon,
Yeah.
there's a note here I think you were asking about.
Yeah, these are the soils? Yeah, but sometimes they can talk about, like I said, the levels of water and the types of wetlands there are, so it's more just, whether it's standing water or not. Sometimes you can get some ideas. So I'm not excited about it, particularly, like I said, if they're big, tall trees, I'm less excited. If they're smaller trees and whatever, then they want to replace them with some other kind of native tree that is wet feet. I'm kind of open to that. I would prefer to leave what Mother Nature has done there. Now, over here, trees falling on the house, nobody wants that. Nobody wants trees falling on the house. And you're talking about, you got a couple here that are right by the water course. So if these here, whatever this is.
Those are ashes.
Ashes, yeah, they fell to the beetle. Ask them to think, they're taking out 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Maybe they talk about replacing half of them, right? Take out 4, replace 2, right over here by the water course. All right, so that's your first homework, is to update that application with what I suggested in my conversation. You may want to adjust the number of trees you want to take out and the numbers that you might like to replace. But I said out here in the upland review area, further, like I said, that's going to be all right. Is there anything else that I didn't read from your application that you're doing?
I guess another one, so there's boulder walls, so again, we're replacing this terrace.
Okay.
And then below it to, kind of get a little more flat grade, we're doing boulder walls, and that's also to retain grade on the high side, so we don't have to get rid of more trees down here.
Okay, so again, there's your another homework. Update your application with what you just said,
Mhm.
okay? I didn't see it in there. Or is it? And this is a proposed stone terrace, walls and steps to allow for usable flat outdoor living space on an otherwise sloped property.
So what was so fun was there's only a certain amount of words I could type.
Yeah, I
within it,
believe
so
that, yeah.
I also submitted, here, you can just take this one. I submitted this at the end with, you could just submit whatever PS, and there's a lot more description in those ones, but I just
Okay.
couldn't fit it.
All right, well, thank you for that. I've never looked down there.
There's a lot of words that have to squish down.
So where am I looking here?
It's probably, yeah, it's that one and then the second page. Or, no, sorry, actually it is that one, I believe. So the words
This?
you can tell are smaller than
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
other
right.
ones,
Yep,
so
yep,
there's
yep,
a
I
lot
saw
more
that.
description in there. But it does definitely mention the boulder walls. And then.
Up on this page.
Okay, well, do this too, okay? This, like I said, this is yours, right? You own this map?
Yeah, yes.
Just, maybe you can leave the trees. Can you color some of these new changes? Can you like fill them in or something like that? How about what if you fill them in like yellow? They don't have to be multiple colors. Why don't you just say everything that's yellow is new, okay? And then maybe you keep the layers, because the trees are gonna be a conversation. So maybe we leave the trees, but let's just color what your changes, just drop some fill in there, like yellow or something, or red or whatever.
So you want to leave out the circles?
Well, I guess when my conversation, looking at all this, trying to find the wetlands thing,
Can
I was
we-
getting lost in these topos and
Can
things like
we
that.
possibly either do a one without the trees, turn off the layer, and then one with, or take some of the writing off of the map and put it elsewhere so you can make that map a little bit bigger to make
Yeah.
it more viewable?
Maybe something like
I
that.
can keep a third plan.
Okay.
Just
Do
simple.
they want to specify, you had,
With the red
Sharon, you
X's.
had mentioned
Yes.
this at the beginning,
What?
where they're doing riffraff, putting in a rain garden
Yeah, they can
instead.
think about
Make
that,
a
yeah.
decision on that.
Yeah, they can think about that.
Yeah.
They can think
Or
about it.
perhaps in the plan, they could say one or the other, or?
No, you get to choose one or the other. You can only have,
Okay.
only have one. You
Okay.
can't have Laura's going out with an either or. Yeah, it would be, like I said, I think it's just easier for them to maintain.
Is this a spring project?
What's that?
So not midwinter?
No, I mean, winters are mild now, but,
Unfortunately.
I mean, it's pending your approval.
Yeah, I hope not either.
So.
Well, I'm not seeing anything that's really going, oh, man, except for these trees out of the wetlands. That's the only, oh, man, you're getting from me right now, okay? I'm not excited about that.
Okay, yep.
And I'm excited about taking out a couple of these, because these ashes are dead, unfortunately, replacing half of them. And then again, take a look at, you've heard us say, well, where's the topos and where's the water going? And it's a very great map. Maybe you can find, I said, maybe just highlight the changes, highlight these lines, these wetland lines,
I'm
you know?
taking some of the writing off the map too, and so we have more room for the drawing.
Yeah, there's, you know,
No, I mean, off,
This
take some of this and put it on a separate
Yeah.
sheet.
and then you've got a little note here, invasive plants to be removed, but you got barberry and bittersweet and more, okay. All right, well, that would be great. You got that's done by hand, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
can add that if it's not. on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I can write specifically by hand.
That would
Yeah.
have to be right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You're not changing any of the roofing drains or anything on that, or? Okay.
And of course, we'll be going to first light too, that fun process.
Yeah, yep. All right, that's all I'm seeing. So you've heard the conversation, stay 2 weeks, think about the rain garden, take a look at maybe color coding this in terms of I don't think we care so much about existing driveway or existing patios or decks. We want to know what is new. So maybe that will help, you know.
So this one, which is the enlargement, but maybe I can add a few more colors, because this one
Yeah.
just shows new.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll have to,
But you're
we need
losing,
one map,
Yeah, I'm
right?
you're losing your wetland area right up here on the left
Because
side.
it's like, smaller is like you could read more, but then.
Again,
bigger is
and
like-
again, that's the nice thing about layers. For us, we
Yeah.
care about where the wetlands are, we care about the trees that are there.
Yes.
We're not so interested, you know, I guess maybe, not, you got silt fence in here?
Yes.
So we're
It's
interested in the silt
zigzag
fence.
line, which is this guy down here, and then this guy around here.
And then you got existing, so actually, most of these little notes are actually pretty cool and good for us. Actually, as you said, it's a big project.
Yes.
All right. We'll take a look at that, like I said, because that would simplify the post-completion review with the Wetlands Enforcement Officer. Okay? What else?
That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, well, think about the rain garden, think about the layers. Again, I'm gonna tell you, leave these trees. Leave these trees in these wetlands. I'm excited about taking out the invasive plants, but leave those trees.
And then, if they do decline to where they fall, we leave them. We don't ever touch
If they fall, they leave them. Yeah, Mother Nature, like I said, because all the nutrition that's in that tree came from that soil. And so you're just putting the nutrition right back in, and so the next things that want to grow now have access to all that carbon and all that nitrogen and all the nutrition that's there. If you take it all out, the soils go barren. Okay? All right? Okey-doke. All right, you saw, because of the holiday, we don't meet again until the 25th of November, so that's the earliest, okay? So you guys got a month.
It seems far, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's hard to believe the end of the year is coming up quick.
Oh, my God. Jeez, I thought this was gonna be quick. Crap.
I agree.
All right, so let's make a motion to continue 9 Cove Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Dave seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
you.
Correspondence, none. Review of previous minutes. I think Laura did these.
Yes.
She did, so I'm sort of funny, because on line 77, she says, submit an agent approval application. There is no such thing as an agent approval application. There is an application that is subject to agent approval, but there's no such thing. So I would say she should submit an application for the soil upland review area, which can be considered for agent review.
All right, I will change that.
All right, no such thing. The other thing is on line 124. It says, as the definition of a disturbed linear feet of water course. I think she meant the word description. Because no one would define a linear feet of water course, they would, a description. And then, 274, I actually said, the word I'm objecting to is wetlands requirements would overrule. They don't overrule zoning requirements. My word was actually trump. They don't trump zoning. So I would just change the wetlands requirements are separate from zoning. That's what I would say. And
I remember
then,
that comment.
huh?
I remember that comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do also, and
Yeah.
we're equal to zoning. We're
No,
not.
We're different than them.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
but-
different. Then the other thing is, I know we talked about on line 276, I know we talked about maybe scaling back the size of the building as and this is important, I know I said it, a prudent and feasible alternative. I know I said that.
Exactly Yes. what you
said.
I said that, and that's important.
Yes.
What line was that? I'm sorry.
276. She also suggested scaling back the size of the building to, as a prudent and feasible alternative. The word doesn't, she's got the size of the building to accommodate. That's not a word, that's not a sentence. Right, 276 says she also suggested scaling back the size of the building to accommodate, period.
And you were very specific in your
And
wording.
the accommodate doesn't make any sense.
Well, it could have been to accommodate
I think-
existing wetlands.
Well,
That would have made,
I would say she also suggested scaling back the size of the building as a prudent and feasible alternative.
That wasn't your suggestion, though. Your suggestion was that there are prudent and feasible alternatives, which may include either scaling back the size of the building or moving the building to a different location on the property.
Okay,
Right,
so maybe it's
that's
also
what stood
suggested
out to
scaling
me.
back the size of the building as a possible,
Yep.
prudent and feasible. Okay, good catch. Thank you, gentlemen.
well, do you want to put scale back size of the building and perhaps moving it?
I think it's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good
Fine.
enough. I think it's important. I said it's important to make a considerate. Sir, are you still here for something?
Last guy did.
Did I, what? Hey, who are you?
David Cole?
Where, Dave?
Informal discussion.
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right, so with that, did you guys catch anything?
No.
All right, with those changes, I would move to approve the minutes for the September 23rd, 2024 meeting.
I'll second.
Dave
Oh,
seconds.
Dave seconds.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Dave. Informal discussion, 172 Long Meadow Hill Road.
That sounds
Are we
close.
at 172?
Yeah, that's about how I feel too.
Where are we?
You waited 3 hours for this.
We haven't moved either, just so you know.
I know.
Yeah, it's stretching.
I guess I won't chair over that, all right?
He doesn't know where to go. That's what it is.
I don't know if they gave you a copy of the 172 map or not.
Let me look. Let me see what's in the box.
David Cole, 192 Wiskinger Road, Brookfield.
Thank you.
I also have a letter from the owner saying that I can represent them.
Okay.
Just so you-
Thank you. I'll take a peek.
Dave, I don't know what's in the box, but it's informal, so just tell us what we got here.
Okay. So you guys approved this subdivision at 172 Long Meadow Road for a police officer in town.
Oh, yeah.
He called me up to actually look at building it, and I started looking at it, and I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but I can't make it really work well. So I went down to saw Laura and went over it, and she said, well, maybe you should come see you guys. I said, do you have a formal discussion? Because I don't want to go back and spend this guy's money changing things if you guys don't like what I think might be better.
This is the one we had to cross the wetland.
And across the
Right.
wetland, and what was proposed to you was a bridge here.
Was it open box culvert or bridge or
No,
something?
It's
It's a bridge.
with large retaining walls here. This is an 8-foot-high retaining wall, and they actually have a retaining wall that's the block that you stack up, and you put the fiber back in, and you have to compact it all. But then they were saying that to get across here, you put blasting mats down, get the machine on the other side, then take the blasting mats out. It's not physically possible to build this that way. To be able to put footings in for a bridge, you have to be on this side to dig the footing and pour the footing, so I can't,
Well, because we talked about that. I said, can you do that without going to the wetlands? He said, yep.
well, I don't know how you can. I mean, maybe they have to hire somebody else who's smarter than me, I don't know, but, you know, so he went to hire a structural engineer, and the structural engineer came up, well, we'll have to make the bridge 60 feet long, because he can't figure out how to get this retaining wall to work. So, I don't think that this is the easiest, best alternative. I've done a lot of stuff in town, I don't know if I've been around a long time. This is easier to do if you can actually start from this side and work from here and build the thing in. So I'm here to see if you're opposed to putting up pipes in here instead of a bridge, because that you can start from here, you can lay,
No.
okay. You're not opposed to it?
Oh, no, I am opposed to it.
You're opposed to that?
Yeah.
I'm just asking why.
Because open box culverts or bridges,
Uh-huh.
open box culverts or bridges are the preferred way to go across wetlands, in particular, there's a little water course in there.
Right.
So the answer is yes, not culverts.
Yeah, because I've done a lot where we put a mat right on top of existing, we just clear the brush, we put a mat on top of existing wetland soil. We put a nice layer of heavy stone, so the whole wetland, the whole driveway can actually still go underneath. We put another driveway mat on top of that, and then your pipe sits on top of that. And then you actually, put we fill over top of the pipe with stone, and then we put another mat on top of it, so there's no compaction really to the wetland area when you're going in. You actually can start from building here and coming in. And the other thing is, I think this really should come away from the property line. They don't have any grading rights from the property next door to actually build this thing. And I don't know how you can physically do that when it's a foot away from the line and it's 8-foot high retaining wall.
I can't refresh the 8-foot retaining wall goes down from the driveway or goes up? I don't
So
remember.
right here, the bottom of the wall is 490, the top of the wall is, it's 8 feet high at the bridge.
So
So
it's
what's the
higher
top-
toward the neighbor's property?
Oh, yeah, yep. Top of wall is
Yes,
490,
interior.
bottom of the wall is 484, so it's 6 feet there.
Behind this house?
Over here, it's,
Okay, so yes.
one spot, it's 8
Down
feet.
here.
Right now, they're doing a lot of interiors right in that vicinity.
And like, I can't drill this well. There's a 45%, almost or 50% slope here. How do I set a well rig up to drill that well? To me, the most, and they have a stipulation in here that nothing can be done on the site until this is all built. And they have a 10-foot cut here, so I'm gonna build all of this and then take all this material out and ruin everything that I built by bringing all the heavy trucks to move all the material out. I mean, to me, if I were to build this, I don't like ruining wetlands at all. Like, I've done quite a few around town and stuff for years. If I were to come in here and put this mat down and the stone and the pipe and then another layer over it, I'm just doing a straight path through here. And I should come away from that property line a little bit so I can just grade the sides down. And I can keep this lower here. I don't know, because like I did the house on the corner of Rabbit Lane. I actually drilled a well before I built the house, so I didn't have to drive into the wetlands to get the well rig around the house. This well should be drilled as this driveway. This driveway should be put in, and the well rig should be put here facing that way, so you can dig a pit back here, drill the well, clean the pit out, and then when you clean the pit out, you have to take those drillings and put them up here someplace and let them dry out in the sun. You can't just put them down in the wetlands here. If I were to do this now, how am I gonna well rig down here? You can't set a well rig up here. You'd have to fill this all in, set the well rig up, and then the pit would have to be down here for the drillings. And I'm closer to the wetlands with all of that. And I'm not saying the engineer did anything wrong, I'm not saying you guys, I just don't understand. There's a lot easier way to do it and a lot less intrusive nature to the wetlands. And I just didn't know if you guys were definitely opposed to doing it. A box culvert is another option too, because that can be done from one side as you're going. You can set the box culvert in front of you. But to build a bridge, you have to have equipment on this side, you have to have equipment on this side. And especially to do the retaining wall, if you look at the retaining wall they have, and I'm really not, I was not involved in the beginning of this.
Right.
If I was, it never would have came in like this. This is the retaining wall that they're proposing.
Yeah.
So you gotta dig this 6-inch gravel under here, and these are uniblock that gets stacked on top of each other. There's a curtain drain that has to go behind it, all the way up, and then this mat has to be put in there, and all this soil has to be compacted. So I gotta get a roller on the other side of the stream to compact all this. You can't compact with a little 4-inch compactor there. So what I'm saying is, if I spend the money to have the engineer design something that can be built as you're going in, are you guys open to that, or do you just want a bridge, and that's it, you know?
For
That's what I'm
me,
trying to get, you know?
for me, it doesn't have to be a bridge.
Uh-huh.
What wetlands crossings, best practices for wetlands crossings is open bottom,
Uh-huh.
which you can do with,
But even like
you can do
this,
with a culvert.
even like this bridge,
An
they
open
had all
box
riprap underneath the thing, so it wasn't wetlands anymore underneath the bridge, because all that soil was being removed. Soil was being put back in that was compactable, so it was no longer wetland soil, and they were putting riprap in there. So everything underneath the bridge was not wetlands anymore.
What?
That's why I just
I
don't
don't,
get.
well,
you
that
know?
would, that may be, if they were planning to put riprap under the bridge, that may
That's
be,
what
well, I'm sure that may have been a miss on our
Okay, I'm
part.
not- I'm not-
No, we're here together, we're
Sure,
all
I'm
here
only
together.
here because
No, I agree with that, I
I
agree
am
with
very
that.
concerned about doing the job right.
Yeah.
And being able to go in and tell these people, this is what we have to do, this is what it's gonna cost you, and this is the right way to do it. I can't see how this works at all. And for me to sit down with the engineer and say, we gotta change all this, he's gonna be very opposed to it, because he's gonna say, well, the Wetlands Commission wanted this, and I don't think you guys really.
We did not, they proposed the bridge. There was a big discussion about the bridge and about how were they gonna fill the sides, and then there was a wetland filling on the whatever, there's a big debate about that. We didn't say bridge, they said bridge.
Right.
What I'm interested in is what is there now stays natural. And something that's open bottom, a bridge is, a box culvert is all, because we actually talked about a box culvert. If I remember right, I said, why a bridge? We're not on a box
Well, even
culvert.
a box culvert is concrete on the bottom.
Well,
So that
it's gonna
doesn't
be
stay-
open.
Right, but I'm just saying, it doesn't stay the same, you know, where, in my mind, because this isn't
It's an
where fish go through.
open box
Right,
culvert.
But this isn't where fish go through or anything like that, is it better to have the wetland soil that are there, get uncompacted and still actually receive water by having gravel go in there? You know, I've done a lot of times where the water actually comes into that system, and it actually can percolate into the ground still under the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It sheets right into the whole area underneath the driveway and still goes into that wetland area. But then you have a pipe up that's just a little bit higher that takes any kind of surge that goes out through there.
Well,
I mean, I just want to make sure you're not opposed to it.
Here's where we are. I've got about 9 little articles about wetlands crossings, which I was reaching for, was you were chit-chatting. I haven't read them in about, I don't know, a year or so. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go read them.
Yeah.
What I thought I approved, I said, was a bridge that essentially left that stream bed untouched.
Right.
That's what, at this moment, I'm
And the last
interested
thing I want you
in.
to do is pull the approval, because that's not fair.
We're not,
to
no,
anybody,
we're not
you know
gonna do
what I'm
that. That's
saying?
not gonna happen.
I don't want to,
We're not
that's
gonna-
why this is informal. I didn't want to come in and have anybody.
That's not
you know,
gonna happen.
Because if it doesn't work out where it gets changed, I'll probably just pass on it, because I don't do stupid. You know, not
Yeah,
that this
I
is
hear you.
stupid, but I don't get involved where the people can't, if it's going to cost him 150 grand to put a bridge in just because he wants to live on his parents' property, he's crazy. He's never even going to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying money should be a factor. I think it's more important that the environmental aspect of this is looked at. There is no way that I can put a blasting mat down, and to move a blasting mat, you need a machine that's at least 30 to 40,000 pound machine, because they're very heavy. When you put a blasting mat in mud, it's very hard to get it back out. So I could do a lot of this stuff a different way with smaller machines, you know, a mini excavator go in there and do this driveway I'm talking about, and not have a 40,000 pound machine sitting in wetlands putting all this together, you know what I'm saying? I just think there's a better way to do this plan, but if you're opposed to doing something, like, I looked at the state website after I saw them, and there are, you know, stream crossings are also piped across too. I mean, that was one of the first things I said, there's piping to go across it. Not admissible if there's fish that have to go through, obviously, but there's no
Right.
fish here, there's nothing like that, you know, it's just the least invasive way to go across this wetland area that I know of. I've been doing it a long time, you know, but I'm not an expert. There's sharper tools in the shed, believe me, my wife tells me all the time.
Do you feel this is really infeasible in general?
That's a hard question.
I don't know how the engineer could get it approved without having at least some deed rights to go on the other person's property to be able to do this, but also there's no way that I can put a blasting mat down, drive across, take the blasting mat out, and then, I mean, look at all this material that's going on the other side. All
But
this
with
is
a
over-
revised application,
If I
you
revise
feel
it-
you can do it.
If I revise it, it'll be a plan that can be done, it's gonna make sense, but I'm gonna have to be able to do the site at the same time, because I'm gonna drill the well before I bring the driveway up, so I can set the well rig in there, drill the well, do a pit right, but then I need a place to take that drillings and put them up here and let them sit in the sun and dry out before, you know, you can't do it, and I use a cable rig, so a rotor, if you put a rotor in here, it'll drill the well in a day, but the drillings are gonna be all over the place, they're gonna end up in the wetlands. There's
No,
way
I
to
think
do
we
it.
talked about that, no, whatever they are going to do, they cannot end up in the wetlands.
Right, but if, you see what I'm saying, if this is a 45 or 50% grade off the edge of the driveway, you can't set the well rig there. The only way to get the well rig is to back it down here.
Well,
And
that's-
you'd have to fill this in to be able to back the well rig in and set it, and then they have to,
You're the first person to say it can't be done.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe I'm
No,
not
no,
smart.
no, that's
I don't
okay.
know.
No, it's better to do it now than charge the
That's
guy.
fine, I'm not
No,
trying to.
Dave, you should have been here. This was a very challenging
I'm sure.
application. It was
Right.
very challenging.
sure.
We had to figure out a way to get the gentleman across, because that
Right.
lot got approved and he needs access. It was
I
very
understand.
challenging.
Yeah, but this should all be done different. The garage should be brought down so they don't have a 10-foot cut here.
Okay.
So you can come in the garage and lower the driveway a little bit. It's, and I'm not blaming Crucio. I mean, they.
No, we're not- no
they're
one's blaming
trying
anybody.
to come up with a plan
Yep.
to get the customer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this has to be configured a little bit so the garage can be lower and you have to work with the grade that's there, you can't,
So-
you know.
So
Well,
pretty
it
much being
sounds
it's
like
informal, it comes.
he should submit a revised.
Well, that's, yeah, he will.
But he
Once
wants to know,
an-
before he
wants
puts
to know
the
if
money
he can
into
do it.
revising
I
it,
don't want
I
to
mean,
tell the guy to spend,
right.
he spent 25 grand.
my
That's just-
interpretation of this
you know?
being it's informal is it seems like the way it's proposed is one of those that looks good on paper things.
Right. I mean, I don't
Instead
know
of
why
in
it's gotta be 18 feet
practicality.
Wide, is that a planning commission thing?
No, we
And-
asked
No,
him
it's
about,
a
well, why
fire-
does
he
we ask
wants-
them that?
Remember at Navy Road? I was in
no,
the
don't-
front-
no,
okay, you
no,
remember,
no,
right?
la, la,
So I was in
la, la,
charge
la.
of
It's
doing
fire
all the
trucks,
reviews.
emergency,
No, no, no.
EMS
If
vehicles.
I'm not mistaken, they said it had to be that wide so they can
Yes.
pass other cars because of the length of the driveway.
That's crazy though, because there's no way a fire truck is gonna pass another car there, because when you set a fire truck up.
They're not gonna go up that driveway. I asked them that. They're not
one
going up
vehicle's
there.
gonna go up there, that's it.
Well,
Nobody's
they
gonna
have
pass it.
specific lengths because the vehicles are a certain width.
Dave,
I did it,
Dave
I was
knows.
20 years. I
Dave
did
knows.
all the
Dave knows
emergency
more than
reviews
us.
for the town.
Yeah,
You're gonna have, yeah, you have one
Most of
truck.
the reason why you have hydrants in the town of Brookfield is because I sent a letter to the, whatever it was in the state, saying, on those certain terms, should any hydrants be, any water mains be put in the town of Brookfield without hydrants on them, because they were gonna put them in without hydrants, when I was president.
Gee, shocking.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's shocking.
Yeah, so anyways, I don't know, I
Well,
just didn't
here's
wanna get involved in
cou-
something that.
Couple of things, like I said, to answer your questions. We knew we'd get him across. I remember the discussion about the crossing had to be, I wanted a natural stream bed.
Sure.
So that's of interest, whether it's a bridge or it's an open box culvert. Box culverts, I'll go look up. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I'm not interested in pipes.
Okay.
I wasn't very happy when they were trying to explain how this was going to happen, because that's why we were very specific, saying you can't go in the wetlands, because I think they still had a little bit of figuring out to do. In terms of this area, we said, once you get it under control, don't touch that. I don't remember a sequence.
Well,
Dave.
you have it so they can't do anything up here until this is all completed.
And then I don't remember why we did that. What I
There's a
remember.
note on there that says that no construction for the house or the lot can be done until this is completed. But I don't understand
I
how
don't
this
remember.
all can't be cleared up here. You need area to work. I mean, this all has to be filled in. I think they got 6 or 8 feet of fill here. So we're gonna, I don't know how you truck filling over a bridge that you can't build because, you know what I'm saying? It just,
Yes.
I don't get it.
I don't,
Yes.
we'll go and look at, I don't remember why, if there is something there that talks about a sequence, that I don't remember. I do
Please
remember.
don't think I'm trying to.
No, 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 no,
You
no, no,
you
no,
also
no,
are
no, no,
opening
no,
another
that's no
kettle
problem.
of worms with getting approval from the adjacent property owner to
Right,
do
which
some
Pete will
work.
give
at
us, it's not a problem, he's a cop too, he's a cop, I'm sure. we can
Well,
get it,
he
but
could say no.
There's still wetlands over here, so it's not, it's any different if I go over here in the wetlands to build it, or if I go over here in the wetlands.
Well, he could say no, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
that can put a
No,
kibosh
well,
on things
we
too.
talked about that. I said, if you gotta go over on the other guy's property, that's gonna need a permit.
Right,
That was a
right.
conversation.
I mean, the only way this could really be done, in my estimation, is you would have to put a temporary driveway through here to be able to work. When I'm sitting in an excavator, I wanna dig something, I'm digging over at that chair. I'm not digging right where the excavator's sitting, you know, I mean, and you can't, you have to dig this footing here, you have to dig this footing here, you have to dig, if you try to dig it sideways, it's just a nightmare, you know?
Yeah, I
You have to be in
actually
line
get
with
what you're saying.
digging, and, you know, and then all this fill has to be put in there, and you can see with the,
Well, here, Dave, let's do this, because the hour is late,
Yeah, I know,
okay?
I'm sorry,
No, no,
guys.
no, 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 just to help you out too. Here's, I mean, in general, right? I mean, we can have another informal discussion before you do another application. If you want to take a look at, like I said, something that keeps that bottom of that stream natural, I'm open to that. Okay, I don't know if these guys
Yeah,
are.
No, I'd be
no,
open to
in
this.
the meantime, though.
What's that?
Could you just look at, just,
Yes, I will.
if, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a
there is a mat that we put down that you actually, you don't even really remove any of the other stuff except anything growing out of the ground. You don't take the topsoil off, you don't do anything like that. You just lay the mat down, as long as you lay flat, and you put a heavy base stone down, like a 6 or 8 inch heavy base stone, and another mat on top of that. And actually creates a way for the water to.
Show me, give me the article
I don't-
that describes that,
Yes, I
okay?
don't have it on me right now.
I know, of course you don't have it, but give
It's
us,
not an article, it's just what I've done before, like I did it over on,
see if you can
I
find
did it on
something,
Willowbrook Run.
see if you can find something from some state or some Connecticut or some nature,
Yeah.
organization that says this is a way to do it.
Like I did on that house 30 years ago, and I go plow the driveway, and it's beautiful wetlands on this side, beautiful wetlands on that side. The driveway has never gone down, and we never took any soils, any wetland soils out. It's so nice, you just drive in, and it's perfect wetlands on both sides of the driveway.
Find something that somebody.
I just don't know.
Yeah, you gotta find something that gives
You gotta find
formal
Unfortunately, it's stuff that I
support
do,
to your
I don't know
argument,
where
basically.
it's written down, you know?
Well,
And
see if you
unfortunately, what
you
was
know, the
allowed
thing
30 years
about
ago
third-
quite often isn't allowed now, which,
Yeah.
The problem is with what you did 30 years ago, rules change, so I.
Oh, no, I
Well,
know.
no,
I'm
it's
just-
not, I don't even know if it's.
All you have to do is you have to find some legal support to what you want to do.
Yeah.
No, I know it's not legal support. He's
Yeah.
not gonna find legal support, my friend. I think what you'll find would be an article that talked about different ways to do wetlands crossings.
sure.
right.
Then if you can find something like that, I don't care if the state of Oregon or the
Yeah.
state of Washington, I don't care.
Yeah.
See if you can find something there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, again, I'm interested in open bottom, because that's what my articles
Uh-huh.
talk about. If you can find something like that, I would be open to
Yeah.
changing the plan.
Sure.
We're open, I think I'm open to changing the sequence. 'cause
I guess what I'm
don't
saying, if I want to do open bottom, then I think we need to have I think we have to have a temporary driveway next to this one that can be removed later on to actually do what you want.
Then describe what
that's
that
gonna
would
have to
be.
be-
Describe
Right.
what, yeah, we
I
can have
think
another informal.
It's got to be
Yeah.
one or the other, you can't. I
That
don't
would
think
be
you
the
can do-
construction sequence,
Right.
changing
I
it.
think it's got to move away a little bit from that line.
I was just gonna say, it might be better to move the
I think it's
driveway
gotta
in a
move
little
about
bit,
6 or 8 feet up.
so you don't have to do that
Then you don't have
retaining
to
wall
do
right there.
Retaining wall, you just slope the sides, and then we're not digging up wetlands and trying to count.
I was just thinking the same thing, get away
it
from that.
just- Like I say, I didn't know if you guys wanted it against the line, or if there was an engineer, proposed it there, so.
From our standpoint, we wouldn't particularly care
Right,
whether it
okay.
was here or there, because
Sure.
it's still going to be the same wetlands
So we're
impact.
both on the same page. We want to minimize the wetlands
Right.
disturbance as much as we can. And
Correct.
make it so we can get it.
Correct. If you want to change the sequence, I'm open to that, because I don't remember that conversation. I do remember once they got organized and that they weren't going to make any changes there.
Yeah, no, we can't, we've got to take out that stipulation.
When I said the term legal, it's got to be good for the state of Connecticut. That's
Oh,
what
yeah, no, no.
I meant about that.
Yeah. Okay, sorry
All right,
about
Dave,
it.
no,
guys.
it was a
It
good
isn't a
conversation. We'll
bother.
be
It's
here in a
fine.
month, okay?
Don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses.
Letter for representation, so I just wanted to see if you
I don't
wanted
need
to.
that. We don't need that. Yeah, we don't
Easy.
need that.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I made the motion to adjourn, Tom second.